Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, Carlton, Northern Blues, Werribee fans, to today's live streaming of round number 3 of VFL football from Icon Park, the home of the Carlton Football Club here in Melbourne, and it's between the Northern Blues and Werribee. I'm Michael Crooks. Joining me in commentary this afternoon, Paul Sebastiani. Paul, good afternoon to you.
G'day, how are we? All well?
Very well, Paul. Yes, we're up in the high bleachers here at Icon Park, and as we said just before we came onto air, it's a relic of other days up here, but it would have been some great stories and some great games called.
Absolutely, yeah. Back in the old Hero stand, the old Elliott stand as it used to be called back in the day. Plenty of fond memories from myself being a Carlton man. Should be a cracking game today between these two teams. Both teams coming off close games last week. Northern getting over the line against Collingwood.
And that was right at the end of the game?
Yes, it was, yeah. Paddy Kerr bobbed up and kicked the winner for Northern, and they ended up winning by 3 points right at the death.
And Werribee last week, I think they just went down to Geelong.
They did, yeah. They were down by nearly 5 goals at three-quarter time and finished with a wet sail, but ended up just falling short, unfortunately. And they've struggled to beat Geelong over recent years. The curse continues for them, but they'll obviously be looking to bounce back and hit some winning form after their opening 2 wins to start the year as well. So they're 2-1, and Northern Blues 2-0.
So a good clash, hopefully, and over the years they've met each other quite a few times and formed some form of a rivalry.
They have, yeah. Both teams have played 57 times. Northern Blues winning 24 times, and Werribee taking out the honours 33 times. So Werribee edge ahead here, but it'll be. I think Northern Blues will get the chocolates today. I think just with the Carlton listed boys that they've got 15 Carlton listed boys. I think they might just have a little bit too much quality around Icon Park today.
And Paul, for Carlton, they've elected to leave 2 out to add to their AFL squad for tomorrow.
Yeah. So David Cunningham and Garlett. They'll both more than likely be over in Tassie at the moment, or they'll be heading down there. And in from last week, so Schumacher missed out last week as well for the Northern Blues, so he'll come into the side for them, as well as John O'Rourke, who makes his Northern Blues debut.
Ex-GWS, picked number 2 in the draft there, and then went to Hawthorn for 3 years. So John O'Rourke now full-time at the Northern Blues, been injured, and that's been the bane of his whole career, actually. Just injury has kept him to only double-figure games of AFL football, but I'm sure he'll be a big asset to the Blues.
Absolutely. As a former number 2 pick as well, he's got endless amounts of quality, I'd say, as a footballer too. And as you said, just injuries have completely dogged his career, unfortunately. But from all reports from Northern Blues coaches, he's shown a prolific amount of leadership on the track and off the field as well, and that should be on display today for Northern Blues.
And Werribee have one man making a debut, and I think he's a bit of a monster.
They do indeed, yeah. Darcy Bennett, so he's making his VFL debut today. He's going to have his work cut out for him against Matthew Lobie and Andrew Phillips. So 2 of the big boys for the Northern Blues against a young debutant in Darcy Bennett. He's 203 centimetres, so that'll be an intriguing battle to see those 3 all go at it. But I think Northern Blues might have an advantage in the ruck today as well.
Lobie already not happy. I think a free kick's going to be played before the game, is it?
Dearie me, surely not. What's happened here?
I think Lobie went at Munro for Werribee, and Munro said the free kick played against him. So
interesting start.
Paul, you take it away. Carlton are kicking to the eastern end, not the Royal Parade end in the first quarter.
The old legend stand.
They won't have to do much work to win the first centre clearance.
Here we go. So Phillips, he'll take it away to start proceedings here at Icon Park. And he drives this one long inside forward 50 for the Northern Blues. Big pack forms, Lobie at the back. For Solo was there. Quick handball to Palmer. He fires a shot away on goal. Kerr getting back. And this will rush through for the first score of the game. It's a behind to the Northern Blues. One straight behind within the opening 30 seconds of the match, and Werribee to take the kick out.
So deep from defence. As Paul said, 1 play 0, early doors. Werribee play on and kick it out where Phillips is in front for the Northern Blues. Ball punched away, goes to ground in front of Hebron for Werribee, and the ball goes over the line and out of bounds. We'll have a ball in about 65 metres around from the Northern Blues goal. Phillips will contest the ruck. here against Clark. Phillips takes front spot, taps it down. Only went as far there as Kennedy. Kennedy tried to get the ball away. A free kick's been paid to the Northern Blues for in the back infringement, and they'll go to Fisher. So Fisher's got the ball right on the 50-metre arc. So 30 players in front of him. On the left foot, chips it up to the top of the goal square. Up they go. Lobey went up high, couldn't take the mark. Working back now, the Werribee defenders, trying to get the ball out. As far there as Spencer, he couldn't do so. Carlton did a good job for Solo. Got the handball away. Quick handball buttering up Werribee deep in the back line. Now dangerously, Carlton tried to get it away. Now Werribee again, this time to this outer side of the ground.
Mallowell takes it. He might have been taken high. Umpire said play on. The former Northern Blues gets a quick handball out. And now it's Hansen, the three-time best and fairest winner for Werribee. Quick handball over the top. They look out here at the moment. Another handball falls into the hands of Clayton. He goes and centres it up. Not the greatest at kicks. Kennedy's there to try and spoil away. The kick and rush shot away from goal is going to go across the face. And it'll go out of bounds deep inside Werribee's attacking 50, right near the behind post. That was a good transition there by Werribee. They forced the Northern Blues into defence really quickly. And now they have an opportunity to try to hit the scoreboard. Northern Blues lead it though. One behind, yet to score Werribee. Umpire tosses it in. Phillips will get front spot, taps it down. Wall of players around this one. Looks like we might have a secondary stoppage, and we will, deep inside the Werribee forward 50, about 20 metres out from their goal.
Bit of wind about, Paul, probably favouring the Legends there.
It is, yeah, definitely. Umpire tosses it up. Trying to get a shot away at goal. Stocker did well. Quick handball back to Lang. He throws it on the boot. It's out towards the boundary, and Kai de Clace, another former Northern Blue, he intercepts it. He's about 40 to 45 metres out. This is a tough angle. He's right on the outer side here, next to the old Pratt stand. He looks like he's going to have a shot. Captain Tom Wilson for the Northern Blues stands the mark. So de Clay in those flashy orange boots. He goes and lines this one up. It's to the edge of the square. Coming through over the top there, big fist by Williamson. Kennedy sharked it, quick handball out to Schumacher. He throws it on the boot outside defensive 50. Getting back though in numbers, Werribee. Palmer did well, but getting away from the tackle there well was McFarlane. He goes inside forward 50. It's a poor kick turnover. Schumacher coming across. And no, there's going to be a free kick. Free kick to Werribee. Looked like a marking infringement. It'll go the way of Henderson. He's just outside forward 50. Stocker stands the mark. So it goes long to the top of the square. Big pack of players. Former Mallowell from the side has marked it. Mallowell goes up, and it looks like it's going to be a former Northern Blue who's going to kick the first goal of the game. He's marked it pretty much point blank range. He should have no problems. And this will more than likely give Werribee the lead and the first goal of the game. It's a good mark, Michael. Took it very
Great
well.
mark. Flew in from the side.
So Mallowell, he comes in, keeps it low, and he kicks it truly. And Werribee go to 1 straight 6. Northern Blues 1 behind.
Yeah, as you said, Paul, very good goal there by Bior Mallowell. And he showed that marking prowess when he was at the Northern Blues.
He did, yeah. I think it's an interesting move they've made. I think Werribee have sort of played him deep forward. He's kicked a few goals this year. We've got another free.
And this time it's going to go to Mallowell again.
Wow. Who's given that away? It's either Blakey or I think Williamson might have given away the free kick there. Looks like he has. And Mallowell's going to have another shot at goal here. Bit of ill discipline there.
You'd want to do something fairly long to give yourself another shot at goal. Now we've got a 50.
And we've got a 50. Oh, goodness me. So not the greatest of starts here for the Northern Blues, and it's 2 in 30 seconds to Mallowell. So Werribee 2 straight 12, and the Northern Blues 1 behind.
So we've gone 6 minutes and we've had 2 free kicks for completely off the ball, but I don't really think there was a massive
Williamson's being dragged as well.
Either.
Williamson's going to come straight off. And Stocker will come on to replace him.
So We've had 2 goals, 1 kicked, and this will be the first time the ball's been bounced in the match. No, it's just, no,
Strange start to the game, Michael. Very strange.
Phillips would go up in ruck against Clark. Northern Blues trail 1-12. Ordinary bounce outside the circle, so
We still haven't
we
got
waited
one.
6.5 minutes for a bounce, and then we've got to have it recalled, and then there'll be another throw-up. Right in the middle of Icon Park. And now, finally we get some play out of the middle. Clark won it down to himself, went up to centre half forward. Leading out in the race for the ball, the Werribee half forward can't do it. Punched away Ben Silvani for the Northern Blues. Mallowell back in there hard. Werribee working hard for the football. On that occasion through Brew. He got the handball out looking there for Maishman. He couldn't take it, and now the Northern Blues will go down towards half forward. Tapping the ball away there was O'Dwyer for the Blues. Kerr came in hard, couldn't take it. Handball from Werribee. 1-2 over the top. They get out through Kemp. Kemp drives long right up towards centre half forward. But stepping back and taking the mark there for the Northern Blues was McBreedy.
So they come to the outer side here, the Northern Blues. Kind of Clace tried to force the spoil. Wheeler and De Clace in a battle here on the wing. Wheeler's doing okay in a 2-on-1, although the umpire might ping him. No, he's called for a ball up. Right here on centre wing, outer side. We'll have it tossed up. Interesting to note up forward as well, Nielsen has gone straight to Patrick Kerr, the leading goal scorer for the Northern Blues this year. Tap came from Phillips, ended up with Kennedy. Swarm of players around this one. Some umpires letting it go for a while, but too many on top of this. We'll have another ball up here on centre wing. Phillips in the ruck. He gets another tap. Kennedy tried to come through, get the clearance, but it's going to be Fisher, skewed off the outside of his boot. O'Dwyer tried to put pressure on his opponent. Anderson was tackled immediately. Coming through to meet it was Kerr, evaded a tackle. He's held up though. Umpire's going to call him for a ball up. No prior was held to him. And we'll have it tossed up again here. Attacking side of the wing for the Northern Blues. They trail this 2 goals to 1 behind. Phillips up again, another tap. He's dominating early. Now Kennedy trying to find a target inside forward 50. Went over the header for Solo. Lobie was in there as well, had to beat 2. Palmer trying to force his way through. For Solo went back in there to grab it. He was tackled immediately, and we'll have it tossed up. About 30 metres out from the Northern Blues goal. They're attacking to the Legends stand end. Umpire tosses it up. Bennett and Lobie. Lobie the tap out the back. Kennedy tried to barge his way through again. Ball's pinging around here in the Blues forward line. Kennedy got another possession, was tackled without an umpire called play on. Paulson threw it on his boot. Instinctive goal from the young Carlton listed small forward. Great snap. And Northern get there first. And they go to 1-1-7. And Werribee still lead it though. But a good instinctive snap there from Paulson.
And Paulson was the one who made way this week for Charlie Turner.
Did indeed, yes, yes.
Well, he answered very well, Paul, as you said there. Banging the ball onto his boot and the goal umpire not moving.
That's been a big thing for Northern Blues this year as well, just trying to win the territory battle too, especially when it's in tight as well. They're able to push the ball forward, cause a stoppage and a resulting goal.
So we're 10 minutes in. It's the Northern Blues 1-1-7, trailing Werribee 2 straight 12. Pretty good, fast and frenetic football. Bennett has his first chance in the middle. Phillips wins it out. Down towards the half-forward line. Run down in the tackle. On that occasion,
would have been Wilson,
the captain, yep. And we'll get a ball up right on the 50-metre arc for the Northern Blues. Bennett goes up for Werribee. Comes to the ground. Carlton first in, it was Wilson. He went around his body, up towards half forward. Leading out in the race for the ball was Kerr, getting a handball away. Ends up there with Coughlin, and Coughlin goes out here to the Glace on the half back line. Not pushed in the back, said the umpire. Now own the arm, well, get a throw in. Right on half forward flank for Carlton, attacking the Legends stand end, or for the Northern Blues, attacking the Legends stand end here in the first quarter. Restart of play. Bennett up against Phillips. Comes to ground. Applying the tackle there was Anderson. The man from South Croydon. And Paul, you said that he's been very busy in the first couple of weeks.
He has, yeah. He's been named in the best on both occasions for the Northern Blues. He's started off the year really well, averaging nearly 20 touches a game. So Werribee trying to force their way out from half-back here, but we'll have another stoppage. About 60 metres out from the Northern Blues goal. At half-forward here. Rucks go up again, Bennett and Lobie. Comes to Anderson, that man we just spoke about. His kick was a poor one though, intercepted Werribee. They look to be out here. De Clace, he's had a bit of it early, fumbled it there. Paulson put the pressure on. Good pressure here from the Northern Blues. O'Rourke involved in the tackle there, and we'll have another stoppage here at half forward for Northern. Tossed up again, Lobie does battle in the ruck. They've had the advantage there in this early part of the game. Ball works its way inside, Northern Blues forward 50. De Clace with the clearance. Skews off the outside of his boot. McCready did well. Forced the spoil. Henderson roved it. Quick by hand here, Werribee, and now they're out. They're out through Orgarinos. Quick kick went over the head. Silvani mopping up in the back half there. Quick handball out to Williamson. He comes out to the open side here, and they've got players everywhere now, Northern. Goddard coming off the bench there was Fisher. He marks uncontested here on centre wing, right in front of the interchange gate. He retreats, goes back to Goddard, and now they'll look for a switch here. Goddard comes out to Blakey. Now they're back inside defensive 50. And Blakey comes into the middle. Good kick, finds Stocker. He's got Ben Silvani out wide, who's screaming for it. His kick wasn't great, was smothered. Doing well, though, was Williamson. Evaded a tackle. His handball wasn't great. Paulson misread it. Williamson tried to chase back after it, though. And now they calls the interception Werribee. Brew comes out wide, not the greatest of kicks. Phillips chases back in the run, does well. Shepherds. And now they can go inside forward 50. Northern Blues, a poor kick on the outer side there by Keppel, and Werribee can take it away through the middle. Good mark there by Orgarinos. Been involved in a bit of it. A quick handball out, and now Werribee look to spread. Kick towards half forward. Blakey did well, won the one-on-one. He's tackled though immediately, got the kick away. Umpire said play on. Slipping over there for the Northern Blues. That wasn't great by Owies. And the ball comes inside forward 50 for Werribee. They've got players around this one though, the Northern Blues. Stocker with a bit of class. Cleans it up off half back, and a lovely releasing kick out to Wheeler. Takes it on the second bite. He's got a player over the top. Uses him. Keppel, short kick inside, it's a good one. Paulson leads up, hits it, marks it half forward. He kicks around the body, not the best of kicks. Finn burrowed wide, chasing it back to the pocket. He's corralled, quick handball back, comes to Keppel. He goes with a short kick inside, and it's another poor kick, and Orgarinos, he intercepts it, and now Werribee can switch it towards the outer side, and it's De Clace who marks it. He goes short, not the best of kicks. Wilson came in, picked up by Frank Anderson. O'Rourke kicks it to the top of the square, and another turnover here, and Werribee will look to clear it outside from full back.
So taking the ball there at full back was the full back in Nielsen. Has to be pinpointing his kick. He is to McFarlane, who steadies down play, half back flank. McFarlane chips in short, big man goes up and takes the mark in Clayton. Still inside defensive 50, we've played 15 minutes. Werribee have it by 5 points, 2 straight to 1-1 as the ball goes right up towards the centre wing position. Jono O'Rourke, was he tackled high? No, said the umpire. De Clace got the football. Stocker wrapped up in a tackle. Gang tackled by the Werribee players, and will get a ball up.
He won't muck about, Stocker, a very competitive footballer.
Phillips goes up in the ruck against Bennett. Bennett sits on the ground. Ball comes to Brew. He got a handball away. Umpire said Bennett was infringed in the ruck takeaway. And the young man from Lara will get the free kick. Handballs the ball away on that occasion to McFarlane. McFarlane goes up the line. And wheeling around and taking the mark there was Angus Clark, the first ruckman, up to the half-forward line, but ducking back, Shoemaker takes the mark for the Northern Blues. Shoemaker switches play to the outer side of the ground, to the full-back to Williamson. He goes to the outer side to Keppel. Keppel running along beautifully, out there wide for the Northern Blues. He found Palmer. Palmer drove the ball up the line. And that mark is taken, Paul, by
Patrick Kerr.
Patrick Kerr, up from his full forward spot. Kerr goes up towards half forward. Palmer tries to receive the football, can't do so. Ball came to Coughlin for Werribee. He's in front, and he sees the ball over the sanctuary of the boundary line. Played 16 minutes, Werribee lead by 5.
So after an interesting start to the game, where Werribee received 2 goals from free kicks, we're finally back on a bit of normal football now. Keppel goes up in the ruck, wins it down. It looks like we're going to have another stoppage here inside the forward 50 for the Northern Blues. They still trail it, 1-1-7 to Werribee, 2 straight 12. Umpire toss it up and we're going to have another stoppage inside Northern Blues forward 50. Swarm of players around this one. So Keppel in battle in the ruck with Bennett. Werribee win the clearance though. It comes out into the middle of the ground, although Northern have got the numbers back here. Stocker gets back, takes a good intercepting mark and now wheels and goes on his left boot. Not the greatest of kicks. Kerr comes out to meet it. Taps it in front of him. They're right next to the boundary line. He got worried out of it by Nielsen, who did well. Paulson was in hot pursuit. Caused the turnover though. Schumacher getting back, was tackled really well. Great defensive effort there from Werribee and they lock the ball at half forward. Good pressure there. And that stopped the Northern Blues switch. They looked out on the outer side there, Northern Blues, but...
Great tackle by House.
Fantastic. Phillips goes up in the ruck, lost it. Werribee get the tap, they get a clearance up towards full forward, towards a pocket. Going up was Williamson, couldn't take it. McCready went in there as well. Werribee tried to fish the ball out there. Still another pack of players around this one. Silvani went back to try and retrieve it. Lang was in there, Williamson as well. Off the ground there by Henderson. Kennedy comes back to mop it up. Handball to Lang in those long sleeves. And Stocker is hopefully going to mop up the mess for the Northern Blues. He drives it outside of defensive 50. 2-on-1 from Lobie. Make it a 3-on-1. He's going to have to beat 3 of them. Taps it in front of him. Mallowell might have held him. Well done by Lobie. Good stuff by the big man. Fasolo came out to meet it. Might have been pushed in the back. Umpire said no. Wilson was dragged forward in the tackle. 2 of them on top of him right next to the interchange gate here. We're going to have a ball up. Wilson asked the question, but umpire said no doing. So Lobie in the ruck again with Clark. Clark won it down. They're going to get another clearance here. Werribee, this time it's through Maishman. Gets a quick handball out. Comes out to Spencer. He drives it up towards half forward, but doing well to force his man under it was Williamson, and the umpire's called in the back. Maybe a bit stiff on Williamson, but the free kick will go the way of Werribee. Quick little handball by Kemp around the back. Ends up with Clayton. He goes long inside forward 50. Blakey went up to cause the spoil, but a good mark by Pinnock. And he looks like he'll go back from just inside forward 50 to try and slot Werribee's 3rd straight. It's good play from Werribee out here on the broadcast side. They work the ball around well and now they're set to have their 3rd shot at goal.
So what's the free kick against Williamson for in the back?
In the back, yeah. Yep. Bit stiff, but by umpire obviously he thought it was there, so no questions here. Blakey stands the mark. Pinnock trots in to 50 and this shot is gun barrel straight. Lovely goal. Lewis Pinnock and Werribee extend their lead. 3 straight 18. The Northern Blues are 1-1-7. It's been a bit of a cagey affair really. Sort of both teams struggling to gain momentum, but Werribee they've been clean on the outside when they get the ball out from stoppages.
Yeah, they've made some good breaks, haven't they? They've pushed forward, and on that occasion, Pinnock from 40 to 45 metres out. Got fairly close to the man on the mark, but the goal umpire didn't move.
3 goals resulting in
super important
free kicks within plays for Werribee as well.
And one was a mark.
And yeah, then Williamson gave away the free kick here as well, yeah. So.
But Mallowell actually... The first one was a mark, wasn't it?
Correct, yes, yes.
So the ruck contest, back to where we started. Clark v Phillips comes to ground, kicked around the body on that occasion by Hanson, one of the prime movers. Stocker comes through very hard, gets the handball away to Paulson, who kicked the only goal for the Northern Blues. He drives it without really looking, and the defensive mark's been taken back there by the goal kicker in Pinnock. Pinnock goes back to centre half, back to Mallowell. He's looking for the 1-2. He'll need to get it from Spencer. Now Mallowell's got to turn himself inside out, and he's good enough to do so. And then kick it long, right out towards centre wing. And that centre wing, Barrack has taken the mark, or just defensive side of centre wing. Slowing down play. Werribee lead by 11 as Barrack goes long, this time right up to centre wing. In front was House, ball came to ground. Mel tried to do the roving. He got run off the football on that occasion. Werribee missed the target. Now the Northern Blues may make them pay. Handball from Oes came out the back, right at the centre position, right up towards half forward, and Spencer, it is for Werribee, who goes back and takes the mark.
So they come to the outer side. It's a poor kick by Spencer. He was trying to find Barrick, and the ball's trickled over the boundary line and out of play, and we'll have it tossed in at half forward here for the Northern Blues. I think they just need a settling goal now. Werribee sort of been getting on top in open play. Lobie in the ruck with Clark. Clark got front spot. Tap down came to Hansen. He tried to throw it on his boot. Now Northern Blues. Handball by Paulson to Schumacher. He lines it up from 50 and the kick sprays out to the right hand side and it's out of bounds on the full. And taking the resulting free kick will be Max Spencer. Right on the behind post. He plays on quickly. Comes to McFarlane, who marks in the opposite back pocket. And McFarlane drills this one. It's a lovely kick as well. Finds Hansen, goes by hand, and now Werribee work it up to centre wing. Another handball inside, ends up with Gribble. He goes back to Munro, and now he handballs it over the top. And Werribee are out here. They're out the back here, looking to get onto this was Riccardi. It comes out the back, and Werribee quick snap, and it's a goal. And they've kicked 2 in 2 minutes. They're right on top here at the moment. They move to 4 straight, 24. And the Northern Blues are 1-1-7. Some worrying signs here early for the Northern Blues. Werribee's ball movements, especially from half back.
They controlled the centre corridor then, didn't they? They went right down the centre. It was Henderson who ended up kicking the goal. Small man in the forward pocket making the most of his opportunities. So Werribee getting on top. They're 4 straight, 23 minutes in, leading the Northern Blues 1-1-7. And Paul, when the Northern Blues went forward there through Schumacher, he should have done better than kicking it out in the
Yeah, he should have lowered his eyes, I think, or even keep it low and hard and drill a goal. But yeah, just some poor forward 50 entries for the Northern Blues.
Don't know if the wind's died down or not at the moment, but Northern Blues trail by 17 as Bennett tries to get the takeaway, can't do so. Coming through hard there, Lobie got the handball away. Now Werribee take control of the football through Mason, who goes up to the half-forward line. Man in front's going to be paid. The home crowd don't like it, but Orgarinos, who kicked 3 goals last week for Werribee, has got the football 45 metres out. He'll kick from just on the 50-metre arc. Probably take his best kick, although he's gone back fairly confidently. Played 24 minutes. As he comes in, kicking to the Social Club end, the Royal Parade end. He unloads straight if it's got the carry. Hasn't got the carry and it's rushed through for the first minor of the day to Werribee. They're going to 4-1-25, leading the Northern Blues 1-1-7, 24 minutes gone first term.
So it'll be Stocker to take the kick-in duties. He plays on and goes long, straight up the guts. Kerr is his target, had it fisted away from him. Coming through there well was Pinnock again. The ball ended up falling back in his lap. Again, another swarm of players around this on the edge of the centre square. And we'll have it tossed up at centre half forward here for Werribee. So Phillips in the ruck again, wins that tap. Comes out the back though. Werribee have got the numbers here. Quick clearance up towards full forward. Silvani's up. Williamson Stocker pushed his opponent out of it. Quick snap on goal. And getting right out the back here and marking it right in the goal square was Tim House. And he's going to pop through Werribee's 5th goal for the quarter.
And it was Orgarinos again who created that chance. So he's been busy across half forward.
It's been a bit of a thorn in the side for Northern Blues midfield at the moment. Midfield of Werribee has been on top at the moment. So Tim House from point blank range. He comes in and slots it, and Werribee moved to 5-1-31, and the Northern Blues are stuck on 1-1-7. 24-point lead for Werribee, and some really worrying signs now for Northern Blues. They need to get their midfield together and start to get on top and try and win those centre clearances, because Werribee at the moment just Just 2 points at the contest.
Well, we're 26 minutes in, Paul. I thought for the first 15 minutes or so, Northern Blues probably had more control of the ball. But the last 10 minutes, Werribee's really opened them up.
Absolutely. Momentum is completely switched in their favour.
So the Blues need a goal before quarter time. There's the youngster Bennett. For Werribee, goes up, ball comes to ground, flipped out there by Gribble. And now Werribee bring it to the open side. It bounces, and bounces out in front of the Werribee bench and in front of Munro and Stocker, and we'll get a ball in. Commentary side of Icon Park. As Paul said, it's 31-7. Werribee holding that surprise lead at the moment. Bennett tried to get it down to Clayton. It came through to Mashman. He was wrapped up in a tackle. Came back to Clayton, who got the handball away. On that occasion to Gribble. Gribble goes wide, too wide on that occasion, and I think it's O'Dwyer back now.
Mason Blakey.
Blakey back there, who's got the free kick for the Northern Blues. Half-back flank. Elects to go long, down the line, towards centre wing. Carlton player up in front there, couldn't take the mark. It was Keifel, the ball came to ground. Now Carlton, Northern Blues, some sort of a chance as it drives right up towards the full forward line. Dwyer, maybe in the back of his opponent. No, said the umpire, and we'll get a ball up 30 metres out from the Northern Blues goal. Big pack of players now forming around the ball. As Keppel it is, he went up in the ruck against Clark, and once again the umpire's got no choice but to ball it up. Still 30 metres out from the Northern Blues goal. 28 minutes gone in the first quarter. Clark wins it down. Werribee clear. Right up towards centre wing. Phillips goes up. Can't take the mark. Ball comes to ground. Phillips tries to do the roving. Free kick's been paid. Once again, it'll go the way of Werribee. And on this occasion, it'll go to Jake... No, it won't go to Jake Riccardi. It'll go to House, the goal kicker.
So House will take this ball at half-back, right half-back. He goes short up the line. It's a good kick as well. Finds his intended target in Tom Gribble. And Gribble retreats back to almost where the ball came from, and this is now Max Spencer. And they look like they're going to look for a switch here, Werribee, but Northern are doing well to try and stop it. Just chipping the ball here around at half-back in the hands of Clayton, and he's driving it up the wing. And Gribble, who started off that chipping phase, has got the ball back to where he had it earlier.
Are they playing for quarter time?
Schumacher was just holding his shoulder there, so just keep an eye out for that. Phillips got front spot. Goddard spoiled him though. Ball fell there to Kemp. He tried to step inside a one, got a quick ball outside to Maishman, who drives it to the top of the square. Getting back there was O'Dwyer. Silvani tried to clean it up. He was wrapped up immediately though at full back. And we'll have a ball up, a stoppage here. Deep inside forward 50 for Werribee. Done pretty much all the attacking in this opening quarter. Phillips got the tap. Wilson trying to stop Orgarinos. Quick snap on goal. This one's across the face and it's just landed inside the line. You could see the puff of paint come up, and we'll have it tossed up, thrown in, sorry, in the forward pocket for Werribee. It'll be Phillips and Clark go up. Phillips got the tap, might have been held without it. Kennedy on the outside of his right boot, drives it outside defensive 50. Doing well was Palmer. Spencer came in, was tackled immediately by Palmer. Good tackle. And the Northern Blues gained a bit of territory. They're at half back here, umpire. We'll toss this one up again. Phillips and Clark do battle. Phillips another tap. Wilson the clearance. I'm sure we'll hear plenty of that coming up in the next couple of quarters. But his kick is well intercepted. And a quick handball out the back here to McFarlane. He drives it upside, inside defensive 50, but the siren goes and beats Werribee to another score. And at quarter time here, Werribee are 5-1-31 and the Northern Blues are 1-1-7. Michael, was all Werribee late in the second half of that quarter?
They certainly controlled the second half, Paul. As you said, I thought the Northern Blues probably on top early doors, just didn't make the most of their opportunities. Werribee did. They had a bit of help with a free kick paid against Williamson, which gave Maluel his second goal. So for Werribee, Maluel has 2, Pinnock, Henderson and House all have one apiece, whilst for the Northern Blues the only single goal kicker is Cameron Paulson with a good snap midway through the term with one. It's 31-7, quarter time here, Werribee lead. Welcome back, live stream, Northern Blues versus Werribee, quarter time, Werribee 5-1-31, lead the Northern Blues 1-1-7, Michael Crooks and Paul Sebastiani. Paul, disappointing by the Northern Blues after a promising start.
Yeah, they want to get on their bikes quickly here and really try to wrestle back that score. That little Maxi Algarinos for Werribee, he was
been very
really
prominent,
good.
hasn't he? He sets up a few goals.
Absolutely. I think, a few of the Northern Blues midfielders really need to start getting on top. They sort of lost their way in that second half of the first quarter. But expecting a big lift here from Sam Fisher and Tom Wilson.
So the umpire has ball in hand, and here's Paul.
So back underway here at Icon Park. Werribee lead at 5-1-31, Northern Blues 1-1-7, and it looks like it's going to be that man we just spoke about again. Algarinos gets the quick clearance. And Werribee are going to look to go forward straight away. They go inside forward 50. Goddard leading in the race. Might have given away a free kick. He has. It's going to go the way of House. And he's going to take a shot here on a 45-degree angle. He'll kick from just inside forward 50 as well. Not the start the Northern Blues needed by any stretch. Goddard stands the mark. House lining up to kick his second in a row here. Umpire gives him the hurry up. Trots in to the legend stand. It's got a bit of right to left about it. Holds a line though, and it's straight through the middle. Great start to the quarter for Werribee. They kick the first within the first minute, and they go to 6-1-37. House gets his second, and Werribee 6, and the Northern Blues are left behind on 1-1-7. It's a 5-goal margin to Werribee.
So kicked the last 4 goals, Werribee. Unanswered, and I think last week, Paul, Werribee actually, at this stage of the game, were well behind.
They were indeed,
so they've put together probably 3.5 good quarters of work, but there's still plenty of time to go in this game. We're only a minute in to the second term. In the ruck, Phillips goes up, wins the takeaway. Free kick, not for in the back, even though someone's laying on top of someone's back. It's going to go against Fisher for sitting on the ball. And that free kick will go back there to Mason.
Hansen?
Hansen kicks the ball down towards the half-forward line. House gets the, he's already kicked 2 goals. This time he's run down very well by Shoemaker. Kicks on the left foot. I think the umpire said it was out of bounds before he kicked it. And we'll get a resultant throw in 40 metres around from the Werribee goal, but they're looking dangerous in the midfield.
Really surprising, because I thought Northern's midfield had the stock.
Would win the ball. 40 metres out from the Werribee goal. Phillips wins the tap down. Werribee win the football. Handball goes right up towards next to the goal post. And we'll get a ball in right next to the goal post at the Legends end of Icon Park. Werribee on top by an even 5 goals, 6-1 to 1-1. Ball back into play. Can the Northern Blues clear? They can get it up to the other end of the ground. Not so at the moment. Driving through like a bull there for Werribee, can't do so. Bottom of the pack, Kennedy for the Northern Blues will get a ball up. Hasn't been much happening, Paul, in the last minute or so.
No, it's interesting to note too, Northern have won the hitouts
clearly
as well, but just midfield at the moment just struggling to get on top, and now here comes Wilson. Speaking of midfielders, gets a quick kick outside, but Werribee have got the numbers here. O'Rourke tried to corral his opponent. Malawa was tackled really well by Fasolo, and now they can look to move it quickly. Can Fasolo provide a bit of spark for his side? He comes inside, goes to Williamson, and he looks to switch. It's a good kick out to Goddard, out of side. DeClay stands the mark. Goddard in the back pocket. He's looking for options. Lobie presents. He's got a man in front of him though. Goddard goes up the line, not the best of kicks, and Werribee forced the stoppage. It's out of play on the outer side here of Icon Park. Umpire will toss this one in at half forward for Werribee. It'll be Phillips and Clark to do battle in the ruck. Phillips gets front spot. Well, Clark came and reached over the top, got the tap, Coming through there was Fisher, did well. Quick kick on his left foot up towards half forward for Solo, leads in the race. Good strong mark. Marks in front of his opponent on centre wing, and now he drives it long to the top of the square. Palmer gets out the back. Spencer's on him, but Palmer, well done by Jesse Palmer. That's his go. Get out the back on transition. Takes the mark in front of his opponent, and he'll line up from about 40 metres out. Slight angle here. This to give the Northern Blues a much needed goal. He trots in, kick on its way, and it's out to the right here. It's not even on target, and that's out of bounds on the full. And Werribee will now look to drive it outside of their defensive 50. Kerr stands on the mark. He's been well held at the moment. Ball comes outside defensive 50 for Werribee. Kennedy was at the front of the stoppage. O'Rourke came in there as well. There's plenty of players around this one. Looks like it's going to be a stoppage. Northern Blues players pleading for a free kick, but umpire says no doing, and we'll have it tossed up just outside of the forward 50 for Northern. Phillips goes up, does the ruck work. Kennedy came barging through, quick handball out to O'Rourke. He snaps it around his body towards the forward pocket, and getting back there was Spencer. Takes a relieving mark in the back line for Werribee. He's outside the field of play here. Long kick up the line. Plenty of one-on-ones. Goddard charging over. Phillips won it, but the ball came out the back here to House. He's had plenty of influence on this contest. Coming back there was Mallowell. He might have been taken high. Umpire said no. Crowd not holding the ball, and they're getting a bit rowdy here at Icon Park. Not happy with what they've seen at the moment. We'll have it tossed up here. On the wing, Phillips a tap. Wilson one way, the other. Handball was corralled. Werribee win out here. Plenty of players around this one. Who's going to be clean with the football? Kennedy in hard. He's tried to stand up and try to force or gain as much territory as he can for the Northern Blues. He's probably been one of the better midfielders for them. Phillips and Clark go in battle again. Clark got the tap, and they work the ball out. Clark gets the clearance, just throws it on the boot. Blakey gets back, works his opponent out of the football. Good mark, good relieving mark. He's at half back here, and he'll look to go one way or the other. He goes long up the line. Kennedy's got front spot, might have been held without it. Now Kerr comes out, takes a good mark. He looks to move it quickly. Werribee cut off the options though for the handball inside, and Kerr drives it long up the line. He's got Owies out the back. Lobie went up, took the football, quick handball, and now Paulson on the end of it, fumbled it. He was chased down, got a quick handball to Fasolo. He's corralled, short kick to the pocket. Fell just short of Palmer. He goes one way or the other, handball to Owies. Can he kick it off the ground? No, Werribee do well defensively, and it's rushed through for a minor score. Really well done there by Werribee to force what looked like could have been a certain goal, and Northern go to 1-2-8. And Werribee a 6-1-37.
29 points the difference, and the mark has been taken back here by Goddard, and Goddard goes up to the half-forward line. Kerr doing the roving, bursts through one on the left foot, right up towards the top of the goal square. Werribee in front, and Mark's going to be paid. And it'll be paid back there to Coughlin. He's got the football deep in the back line for Werribee. The defence standing up well. Northern Blues just doing a little bit more attacking, and Coughlin finds his man there in Spencer. Spencer got the handball over the top to Gribble. Now the ball ends up in the centre of the ground, Mason. Now they kick it long, right out to the outer side of the ground. And the mark's been taken out there by the dangerous Riccardi. Riccardi goes long, and too long for him. And the ball goes over the line and out of bounds on the full. And taking the ball back in here is Blakey. So Blakey's got the ball for the Northern Blues. 9 minutes gone. Up and under kick. Out to the half-back flank. Punching over the back there was Bennett for Werribee. Tackled was Barrick for Werribee. He was tackled. And Fracas breaks out now. Ooh. On the outer half-forward flank, Legend stand into the ground, nothing in it. Umpire's telling him to disperse, get on with the game. And he puts the ball back up in the air. Can Carlton get the ball out? Wilson wrapped up in a tackle. And Once again, the umpire balls it up quickly. Werribee the only ones there. Bennett missed his man. It went over the top of O'Dwyer. Free kick's got to be paid to the Northern Blues. And taking it there is Wilson, who's been prominent in the midfield. So Wilson's got the ball half-back flank for the Northern Blues.
So the captain trying to lead his troopers to a comeback here. He goes long up towards the wing. Kerr tried to meet it, had it fisted away from him, and will have it tossed in. Out of side here at Icon Park, in front of the coaches' boxes here. Rucks will go at it. It'll be the first game of Bennett and Lobey to go up. This one comes short. Lobey tapped it in front of his feet. And we've got a tackle here and we'll have it tossed up. Another stoppage.
Been a quarter of stoppages.
It has no real flow to this quarter. But hopefully we get something going. Blakey trying to force his side forward. Werribee get the numbers to the contest. So good tackle by Anderson, forces the turnover, and we're going to have a free kick going the way of Werribee. I think it might have been a hold, and they try to work it to the outer side. Not the greatest of kicks, and we'll have yet another stoppage here on the outer side. Someone's got to throw some flair into this game, Michael. Surely.
Yeah, we just need a bit of continuity, isn't it? When it's stoppage after stoppage, it's hard work.
Absolutely. Lobey and Bennett in the ruck. Bennett got the tap. Wheeler might have taken his man without it, and that's what the umpire has seen, and he's going to bring it back. Wheeler's given away the free kick. It will go the way of Jack Henderson. Right here on centre wing in the outer side. He comes on the outside here. Mark is taken by Spencer, who's pushed up from full-back. So there's about 36 players in front of him. He drives it long up towards full forward. Lobey was there, coming through to meet it. There was Williamson. He tackled Mal well, and we'll have a ball up inside the forward 50 for Werribee. They lead it 6-1-37 to 1-2-8. Lobey goes up in the ruck. Wilson. Quick handball out to McCready. We haven't called much of McCready's name. He gets a quick handball now to Fisher. Now they can go here. Kicks okay for Solo. Tries to get out the back, but he's called in the back. It'll go the way of Nick Coughlin for Werribee, and he's called a 50 against Fasolo. So some ill discipline again from the Northern Blues. And Nick Coughlin is going to line up for goal from about 30 metres out directly in front. Did he call him for mouthing off? I think that might have been the issue for dissent. So another one to Werribee. And they go out to 7-1-43. Northern Blues are left behind on 1-8. They haven't kicked a goal since, well, the opening...
13 minutes first quarter.
The opening 13 minutes, yeah. So, again, not good signs for the Northern Blues. Williamson looks like he's coming off. But some ill discipline in the early parts of this game from Northern Blues have looked to cost them dearly.
Well, I think this quarter we haven't actually got the stats, but the free kick count would definitely be going Werribee's way. But Absolutely. They are first to the footy.
Exactly, and that helps.
And then, as you said, Fasolo then just didn't like the umpire's decision. We could hear him yelling out from here, and we're fairly high up. And umpires don't like that. No. He's given away a goal to Coughlin. So centre bounce, Lobey in the ruck. As Paul said, the Blues have won most of the tap-outs, but they haven't been able to get first use of the football as Augurinos went around his body up to the half-forward line. On the overlap, it'll be Maceman who's going to take the mark 35 metres out. Not much of an angle, preferred side for a right footer, kicking to the Legends End. And it's all one-way traffic at the moment. 7-1 to 1-2. The margin, a game high at the moment, 35 points, just to make it 41. As Joe Maceman taking his time. He's gone back a fair way. He's now walking in. He kicks from 45 metres with a drop punt which pulls right to left, and one minor score to Werribee. Maceman's first for the day. They go to 7-2, 44, leading the Northern Blues by an even 6.
So quick kick out taken. by Schumacher. He tried to get the handball back there. 50, and we're going to get a free kick here. This time it's the way of the Northern Blues, and it'll be given to Keppel. His opponent held him without it. So Keppel looks inside, hasn't really got much on. He's got no option but to drive it up towards centre wing. Werribee have got the numbers out here. Fisher did well at the front of the contest. Sharked a little handball out to Keppel. He went up towards centre wing as well. It looks like it's all Werribee here. They get to the front spot and they try to move it quickly. Lovely work here from Werribee. They get it to half forward. Little chip kick over the top. But getting back there, not taking the mark was Goddard. He spilled it. They get players back here though, Werribee. Maishman spilled it. Getting back there well was O'Rourke. He caused a stoppage. That was lucky for Northern Blues. Werribee looked like they were going to have a shot, but good defensive action from O'Rourke. And we'll have it tossed up deep inside. Attacking 50 for Werribee. Lobe goes up with Clark. Clark off the ground, and he's kicked a goal! What a great goal by the big man, Clark. Well done. It's another one to Werribee. They go to 8-2-50. Northern Blues 1-8. That was a fantastic goal, Michael. Brilliantly done.
Well, the ball just appeared to be at his feet and it seemed to just go still for 1 second and he just went, oh, well, I'll kick it.
Usually we say blokes above 6 foot or 6'5" aren't great below
the sharpest, are they? But he actually reacted far quicker than the other 8 players around it. And for the Northern Blues, they had no one in that goalkeeping line at that stoppage and it's made them pay. And Paul, for our viewers watching the live stream, the Carlton and Northern Blues fans, it's fairly dangerous times with a 42-point deficit at the 17-minute mark of the second term. So the Northern Blues need some goals in an understatement. Clark, the goal kicker, won it out. This time the Northern Blues will push forward. Handballed away around the body by Kerr, right up towards the half-forward line. Doing some very swift roving was Paulson, was it?
It was Paulson.
But he got turned over and kicked it to Spencer at full-back for Werribee. Now Spencer, he went over the top there to the ruckman in Clark. Werribee wheeling the ball around the outer side of the ground. And the mark's been taken over there by McFarlane. McFarlane drives the ball long, up towards centre wing. Fisher in hard for the Northern Blues. Home crowd don't like it. Said there was a free kick pay. It should have been paid, it wasn't. And the umpire will have none of it, says we're going to ball it up. So Lobe goes up against Clark. Clark wins his own takeaway. Got it towards Kemp. He couldn't take the football. Ball came to ground. It beat Goddard and another free kick's been pulled out here to Werribee.
Kemp was held without it.
And Kemp will get the resultant free kick. Centre wing position. City side of the Icon Park, and he goes right up towards the half-forward line. Pushed out of the contest, Bennett. Ball came to ground. Rolling back and taking control of the ball there was
Darcy Lang. Haven't called his name
the
much.
ex-Geelong player. He's got the footy, slows up play to Kennedy. Right at half-back flank, Kennedy goes long, out towards the centre wing. Kerr stood up, couldn't take the mark. Ball came to ground. Good defence by Hebron, and Hebron goes around the outer side of the ground. And taking the mark there was Maishman. Maishman switches the ball back and he finds McFarlane, who goes through the centre.
So McFarlane, a quick handball out, finds Hansen. He drives it long inside forward 50. And a great mark there in front of Ben Silvani. That was taken by Jake Riccardi. So Jake Riccardi sits equal 5th on the VFL goal scoring table. And he's lining up for his first of the day. So this will definitely require his best effort. He'll kick from just outside 50, launches it, long kick. That's a fantastic goal. Well done, Jake Riccardi. He continues his fine form. And it's another one to Werribee. They go to 9-56. Northern Blues 1-8. And they just cannot stop the bleeding, Northern.
No, they can't. And another thing, Paul, that's the 7th individual goal kicker for Werribee, so they're finding different avenues to goal. And as you said, Riccardi's been their P forward for the first couple of games, and he's looked dangerous. So's Augarino's, but for the Northern Blues, it's been a struggle, and it's an even 8-goal margin as we speak, 20 minutes into this second quarter. So the umpire's got the ball in the middle of the ground, and the Northern Blues have been getting their hands on the ball first. This time negated. Clark running back. He's doing his own roving a fair bit. It comes back to McFarlane, who was tackled. Umpire said he had no prior opportunity. And the rub of the green's definitely gone Werribee's way in this first half, but they have made a bit of their own luck. So Clark goes up in the air down towards Munro, pulled off the ball, came back to O'Rourke. O'Rourke went to Lang on the left foot, right up to the full forward line. Pack of players. Northern Blues definitely need it, and the mark's going to be paid, and that'll be paid to Palmer, who kicked one out in the full from about 10 metres further out. This time he's not going to have to kick it as far. He'll kick from 35 metres when he finally kicks the ball. 45-degree angle. This one desperately needed for the Northern Blues as Jesse Palmer comes in. The drop punt on its way. This time it pulls left. Disappointing finish, 1 minor score to him.
It's getting closer.
He's got 2 minors, and the Northern Blues are 2-3, trailing Werribee 1-3, trailing Werribee 9-2.
So the kick out comes to this broadcast side. It's a lovely kick. It finds the Clace. He goes to Mallowell, who's tackled well by Wilson, and the umpire calls holding the ball. Led by example there, the skipper. Trying to lift this team to get back into this game. He goes long towards half forward. Werribee outnumber them though. And the mark taken in the back line there by Coughlin. He comes backwards. He goes to McFarlane. He comes into the middle at centre half forward here, and it's marked by little Maxi Augarinos. He gives a quick handball, and now Werribee go through the middle, but a good smother by Stocker. Now can the Northern Blues try to figure something out going forward to centre? Handball came to O'Rourke. He fumbled it. Quick handball back. They're mucking around with it here at centre half forward here. Kennedy applied a strong tackle to his opponent, and Werribee did well to stop the out there. Stocker calls the turnover. We'll have a ball up here. Edge of the centre square here. Attacking side of it for Northern. Phillips won the tap again. Kennedy barged his way through. Lang was in there. Getting taken maybe high was Paulson. He's trying to force his way through. Ball spills out. Lang's in there as well. Stack of players around this one. We'll have it tossed up. Phillips and Clark go to do battle again. Clark on the tap. Paulson, one way, the other. Throws it on his left boot. Up towards half forward. Palmer came out to meet it. Big pack forms. Oh, he does well. Sharks it. Throws it on the left boot. This one trickling towards goal, but getting back and defending it well there was Nielsen, and he rushes it through for a minor score, and the Northern Blues go to 1-4-10. Werribee 9-2-56.
46 points to margin. 23 minutes gone. All Werribee in this second term. Got to be pinpoint, weren't it? Flipped though through Harris, went to Barrack. Threw it from Kennedy, went to Barrack. And slowing up play, taking the ball there, Hanson. Werribee pinpoint, going through the centre of the ground again to the goal kicker in Henderson, who kicked one in the first quarter. He'll go back to Llewellyn, who's got the football, and he'll drive long up to the half-forward flank, and the mark taken there by Brew. Brew got the handball away to Hanson. Hanson now drives right up to the full-forward line. Free kick paid.
Downfield.
For downfield, everything going wrong for the Northern Blues at the moment because Carlton had taken the relieving mark in the back line, and the free kick will go to the glass. He'll kick from 20 metres out.
That shot there was all to do with Hanson's work rate. He found the ball at half-back, sprinted up all the way to half-forward, got to the next contest, and now they're having their shot at goal.
So Clay de Glass, ex-Northern Blue, comes in and hits the post from 18 metres out. So something that didn't go right for Werribee. Most things have gone right today. They go to 9-3-57, leading the Northern Blues 1-4-10. 24 minutes gone.
Mason Blake, your former teammate, letting him know about it as well. But Schumacher from the kick-in drives this one outside defensive 50. Phillips went up. Stocker tried to shark the ball. He was wrapped up immediately, and we'll have it tossed up at half-back for the Northern Blues. Phillips and Clark go up again. Ball falls out to Munro, spins his way out of trouble. Handballs to the ruckman again. He's tackled immediately. The umpire's called a high against Kennedy. And the Northern Blues faithful here at centre wing on the broadcast side do not like it one bit. Was there though. Clark, they're about a kick and a half away from home here, Werribee. He goes to the top of the square. Pack of players forms. Ben Silvani did well. He's got to give the handball. He's under immediate pressure. Good tackle there. Well done by Werribee to nearly force a turnover. That was a great tackle by Keegan Gray. Ben Silvani just not showing too much awareness coming out of full back, and we'll have it tossed in here. Forward pocket for Werribee. Phillips and Clark again. They bump into each other. No one won the contest. Came down to Williamson. He handballed it to Lang. Werribee get the numbers back here. They're going to reload and go inside forward 50 again. No mark there to Maishman. Stocker was tackled over the boundary line. Oh no, he's been called for holding the ball.
It's a bit rough.
Yeah, not sure about that. And he's paid a 50 again.
Against Kennedy.
Wowee. Well, they've lost the plot here with these 50s at the moment, I think. Northern, they've given away some silly 50-metre penalties to this quarter now, and they're going to both result in goals. So
we hope.
Well,
we both marked it down.
Yeah, we've marked it down. Maishman's taking the shot from point-blank range, makes a goal umpire work a bit, but kicks the goal anyway. And they go to 10-3-63, and Northern Blues are 1-4-10, and 2 goals direct from 50-metre penalties when they didn't need to be given away, Michael.
Well, once again, that ball was nearly out of bounds there for Liam Stocker, so it was a touchy free kick. But as you said, I don't think they need, once they've given the free kick away, stand the mark. Don't start trying to hit them. You're only going to lose out. And they have so. So in 27 minutes in the second quarter, Werribee have kicked 5 goals, 2. The Northern Blues 3 minor scores. And it's not a good story when in the first quarter, Werribee kicked 5-1 to 1-1. We've got it out to 63-10. Game high 53-point margin. Phillips back, Lobby in the ruck now. He wins the tap down to his opposition man. Now Kennedy got to redeem himself. Goes up to the half-forward line, but going back, Barrick takes the good mark there for Werribee. He switches to the outer side to Gribble. Gribble gets the handball. Going over the top to McFarlane. Been prominent. Chain of handballs from Werribee. Ends up back with Gribble. Gribble goes long. Up to the half-forward line. They all fly high. Punched away twice by Goddard. The ball comes to ground. In front there was Blakey. He can't take the football. And we'll get a ball up. Half-forward flank for Werribee. Bobby wins the tap down for Carlton. It's been all too familiar today. They've won the tap downs. And Werribee have sharked the ball away. So we'll get a secondary ball up now. Right on the half-forward flank for Werribee, close to half-time. Comes to ground. Kennedy in there, can't get it out. Came to Maishman there for Werribee. And we'll get a ball up right on the 50-metre arc.
So Northern Blues need to desperately turn this game around. It's been all Werribee for effectively 2 quarters. Umpire tosses it up. Lobie gets front spot, gets a tap down. Kennedy again, he's tried his heart out all day. He's wrapped up immediately though. Just inside 50 for Werribee. Most of these players are in the attacking half of the ground. Umpire tosses it up again. Lobie got the tap. Comes out to Williamson. Tries to manufacture a little kick out wide. It's a good one. And coming out to mark it was Palmer. He goes to Williamson, who worked up from half-back. Short kick inside. It's over the head of Fisher. They've got the numbers though. Paulson overran it. Came back to Fisher. Quick handball to Fasolo. Now to Wheeler. Here they go, the Northern Blues. Can they find something? Kick over the top. It's not. It was dropped there by Stocker. He got a quick handball. Wheeler followed up his early work. Stepped inside one, inside another, and finally Northern Blues get one back. Great work there by Wheeler. Followed up his early work there, and they get a desperately needed goal. They go to 2-4-16. Werribee at 10-3-63. That was their best passage of the day.
Correct.
Probably their only passage
Well,
of the day.
it hasn't had too much opposition, but 47 minutes I've got from Paulson's first
Since
goal
their last goal.
to Wheeler's goal there. So certainly desperately needed. And if they can probably get one more before half time, at least they'll go in with a slight bit of momentum.
Then bring Teddy Hopkins on in the second half.
So Phillips will go up against the youngster in Bennett in the ruck contest. The ball goes up and Phillips wins it down. Can they break clear? Kennedy leads in the race for the football. Can't do it. Bennett one-handed. That should have been a free kick, you would have thought, for incorrect disposal. Crowd don't like it and we'll get another ball up. 2-4 to 10-3. 31 minutes gone in the second term. Phillips wins the takeaway, only as far as Fisher. He got it to half forward. On the overlap, Gribble missed it. Coming back, and the free kick will be paid to Werribee again. Just when Anderson was about to take the ball away, the free kick paid to Werribee. And that'll go back there to Clayton. Clayton goes laterally back to Spencer. He switches to Hebron. Once again, dying stages as they tried to do in the first quarter, where it'd be just slow up play. They've done all the work. They've won the quarter 5-1, and Hebron goes wide out to centre wing. Good pair of hands on that occasion by Pinnock, who kicked a goal in the first quarter. Dangerously up to the half-forward line. Riccardi leads out in the race for the ball, takes the mark. Riccardi drives long, and Munro's got the mark right on the 50-metre arc. And umpire said it was just after the siren, so the quarter concludes, the half concludes. It went 32 minutes that second term, and it was all Werribee who kicked 5-2 to Carlton, Northern Blues 1-3. And at half time, it's Werribee 10-3-63, leading the Northern Blues 2-4-16. For Werribee, goal kickers shared around 2 to Tim House, 2 to Bior Malul, and singles to Coughlin, Henderson, Maishman, Pinnock, Clark and Riccardi, whilst for the Northern Blues, 1 to Cameron Paulson in the first quarter, 1 to Noah Wheeler in the second quarter. Just before we take a break, Paul, your better players for the Northern Blues?
I'd say Kennedy is probably leading the way at the moment. He's just tried to win as many clearances as he can. Both rucks for the Northern Blues have been good as well.
Lobie and Phillips.
But
yeah.
I think from an influence point of view, I actually think the Werribee ruckmen have been a lot more influential
I think
in open
Clark's
play.
been getting the ball.
Absolutely, absolutely.
One of the most experienced players on the ground, actually.
And defensively, Werribee have been fantastic. They've stopped Patrick Kerr, who's a leading goal scorer for the Northern Blues. Nielsen's done a fantastic job on him. But again, it comes down to the source. Northern have just not been able to win clean ball off half-back or at stoppages or in the middle of the ground, Michael.
And for Werribee, well, there's been a pack of them, and I thought have played pretty good football. McFarlane in the back line. Maishman came right into the game, as you said. Hanson always there and thereabouts. The triple best and fairest winner. Tim House with a couple of goals. I thought Spencer down back and Clark in the ruck. So they've had plenty of good players. Werribee, Northern Blues have got it up against them. They trail by 47 points at half time. We'll take a break on the live feed and be back with the third quarter in about 15 minutes. Welcome back to the live feed of today's round 3 match of the day, Northern Blues versus Werribee from Icon Park in Carlton. At quarter time, Werribee led 5-1, 31 to 117. In the second quarter, they extended the lead out 10-3, 63 to 2-4, 16. Michael Crooks and Paul Sebastiani joining you in commentary. And Paul, how are the Northern Blues going to come back into the game? What's their best way of doing it in the second half?
They really need to start winning the ball from the source, winning the ball from clearances and stoppages and through the middle as well, and driving the ball and trying to win the territory battle, and then trying to stop Werribee on the outside as well, and really try and get their forwards into it, because Werribee's defence has been very resolute. They've been like a wall back there as well. And they really need to start defending a lot better as a unit too. Werribee have had some quite simple goals kicked as well from some ill discipline from Northern, so they've just got to get their heads into the game.
That's helped, hasn't it? I mean, no matter which way, whether you thought the free kicks were there or not, there has been some undisciplined play.
In other words, just concentrate and play football for Northern.
And try and get back in it. So they've got Phillips, Fisher, Kennedy and Wilson in the middle. Here's Paul.
So we start the second half, and we don't start the second half. We'll have another ball up after the errant bounce. And it'll be Phillips and Clark in the ruck. Tap down one by Clark. And Werribee look like they're going to win the clearance. Augarino got the little handball out to Clayton. And they go inside forward 50 again, Werribee. They start fast. Ball comes out to Munro. He drives it up towards the top of the square. Flicked out the back. Mallowell out at mid-air. And he's kicked his third against his former side. And Werribee go to 10-9, 69. Northern Blues 2-4, 16. That is not the start the Northern Blues wanted. But Mallowell, instinctive goal there. And the little tap out the back there from House. He's been involved in a fair bit of the forward play that Werribee have generated. And Mallowell against his old side kicks his third. He's the leading goal scorer on the ground.
Obviously good talk by Mallowell to make House aware of not to grab the ball, because he would have been hot and caught. But a minute in, it's exactly what the Northern Blues didn't want. The first score of this half to Werribee. They've been accurate. They're 11-3, 69. The umpire puts the ball back into the Icon Park turf. Handballed away. Stocker tries to take it for the Northern Blues. Can't do so. Big pack of players now on top of the footy. And we'll get a ball up. Still inside the centre square. Well, the first time we had 8 players in there, now we've got 28. Phillips wins the tap down to Kennedy. Got the quick kick away. This time ducks around for Solo. Ends up there with Lang, who goes long right up to the full forward line. It bounces. The Carlton free kick's been paid, and it'll go the way of Kerr. And he should kick this from only 20 metres out. No real angle to speak of.
A few Bronx cheers are going around the ground. They've appealed for everything, this Northern Blues crowd, like junior cricket on a Saturday with a new ball. Just go up for everything. They need something to go their way.
So Fasolo and Lang formed together to at least push it forward. Kerr was interfered with, and he should be able to put the third major on the board for the Northern Blues this afternoon, and his first goal.
There'll be a little bit of left to right about this with Curry.
So he comes in, kicks truly through the middle, and the Northern Blues get one back. Kerr gets his first. They go to 3-4, 22. And they trail Werribee 11-3, 69 the margin. 47 points. We've gone 3 minutes in the third quarter. Well, I wanted that one back, Paul, but they didn't want to give the one away they did to Mallowell in the first minute of the quarter.
And Kerr gets his first of the day, so hopefully that starts a bit of momentum for him and his side. Just Lang going inside forward 50. Wanted someone to lead up at him, and that's what Kerr did, and he got the resulting goal. We're back in the middle here. Phillips and Clark again. Neither ruckman able to get a tap. Augarino might have thrown that out. Umpire said no. Werribee come out the back here through Gribble. He clears up towards half forward. It's a good kick into Clace. He's had a good game against his former side. and he's going to drive this one to the forward pocket, and it's a good kick as well. And getting on the end of it was Tim House. They just can't find a man to stop him at the moment. Goddard was looking around there perplexed as to how Tim House got free, but he's going to have yet another shot at goal here. He's lining up for his third of the day.
I still think there's a breeze favouring
The legend stand
that
there.
end. It'd be interesting to see if he can make the distance from here.
Umpire gives him the hurry up. He trots inside 50, tight angle. This one looks like it's going across the face and it's rushed through for a minor score. So Werribee moved to 11-4-70 and the Northern Blues are 3-4-22.
Carlton bring the ball back in now to Darcy Lang, deep in the back pocket in front of the Social Club. He chips the ball back into McGreedy, who takes the football, slows up play. Waiting. Got to be very deliberate. Wasn't with the kick because Mel came in and affected the turnover in front of Goddard and will get a ball in. 35 metres around from the Werribee goal.
The Clay and Mallowell have made a statement today.
They've both been very prominent, haven't they?
Very, very good games from both so far.
So the ruck contest. Clark tried to win it down. Werribee did win it. Can they keep barging through? Maybe not on this occasion. Williamson coming through hard for the Northern Blues. Off the ground there by Hanson. Up looking for Maishman. And the ball goes over the line and out of bounds. We've gone 6 minutes. It's 11-4 to 3-4. And even 8 goals the margin as we speak. Deep in the forward line for Werribee. Phillips wins the tap away, only as far as his opponent in Clark. Wrapped up in a tackle there, it came out to O'Rourke. Around the body. Great kick by Hanson. And another goal on the board to Werribee. And they're running away with it at the moment. 12-4-76. The Northern Blues are 3-4-22. 54 points the margin. 6.5 minutes gone, third term.
Hanson just continues his fine form against Northern Blues. Scored 6 Liston best and fairest votes against Northern Blues in the last couple of outings.
Well,
so yeah, he's one that the Northern Blues really need to try and stop. But Werribee have been fantastic all day today.
And becomes the 9th individual goal kicker for Werribee.
Even spread too, so a real team game here from Werribee. Ball back in the middle. Lobie read it well. Kennedy was tackled immediately by Hanson, that man again. And we'll have another stoppage here. Right in the heart of Icon Park. Clark and Lobie. Lobie's given away a free kick, pushing the back against Clark. And he'll take the free kick. Umpire calls him to go. He goes low and hard. It's a good kick as well, and he finds Matthew Munro on the outer side here at Icon Park. Drives the ball inside forward 50. Doing well there was McCready. Sharking it well there though was Clayton. Quick little handball inside. Northern Blues do well to try and cause a turnover. They cause a stoppage though. Williamson with the defensive tackle, and we'll have it tossed up about 25 to 30 metres out from the Werribee goal. Umpire tosses it up. Lobie and Clark in the ruck again. Kennedy was held with the football to his chest, and we'll do it all again. Werribee again doing all the attacking in this quarter. 2-1 in their favour. Tap down fell to O'Rourke. He fed a handball out to Goddard, who just threw it on his boot. Getting out the back there for Werribee was Munro. He drove it back inside forward 50. Oh, Schumacher spoiled his own man. It ended up falling to Maishman. He retreats, comes back. They've got players lined up everywhere here. Werribee, it falls to Spencer at centre half forward. Paulson stands the mark. Spencer's looking like he's going to go back and potentially have a shot. So on the edge of the square, he goes up into the pocket. Mallowell in front. Big fist over the top there by Lobie. Ball fell to Hanson. He couldn't pick it up though. He did pick it up though. He went back and got his own football. Ball right up to the top of the square now again for Werribee, but getting back, taking a good defensive mark with Schumacher. relieving it on the last line of defence. He comes out now to Wheeler. Marks in the back pocket. Northern Blues need to move this ball quickly, but Werribee have done well to hold them up. Wheeler comes short to O'Dwyer. He comes inside on the 45, intercepted by DeClace. Umpire said play on, said it wasn't 15. Ball falls out to Kemp. His shot on goal is to the near side and through for one behind. And Werribee go to 12-5-77. Northern Blues 3-4-24. 22,
bring the ball
sorry.
back in through Shoemaker, who goes long right up to the centre of Icon Park. Werribee have built a wall. The ball goes over the top of Keppel down to DeClace, and DeClace has taken the mark. Between wing and half forward flank, commentary side. DeClace slows up play and then goes very, very wide. Ball still stays in front of Munro. Also giving back there, Riccardi for Werribee. At the bottom of the pack there were Blakey, Goddard and McReady for Carlton. So we got a throw in. Been a big struggle for the Northern Blues all day. So bring the ball back into play. Bennett pushed off the contest. Fisher got the handball away. Now the Northern Blues, but they only get it as far there as Coughlin, who takes the mark between centre and centre wing. Nick Coughlin going backwards before he goes forward on this occasion. Goes there to Munro. Then chips back into the centre where he finds Gribble. In the middle of Icon Park on the left foot, Gribble goes down towards the centre half forward position. Punched away by Silvani for the Northern Blues. Comes out the back. Quick handball away by Wheeler. Went to Goddard. Went around the corner. Owies is in front. He's well tackled on this occasion by Hebron. Ball comes out the back. Ends up back there for Werribee with Brew. He goes around his body on the left-hand side. Doing the roving there was Munro. Came to Maldwell. He can't take the football. Now the Northern Blues may have an opportunity to clear through O'Dwyer. Can they do something with the football? Now they've got a better chance. Fisher comes through the centre of Icon Park. One-on-one contest. Fasolo stands firm. And Fasolo takes the mark 35 metres out directly in front for the Northern Blues.
That's just a little intelligent nudge there from Alex Fasolo to work his player under the football. Another good passage of play through the middle by Northern. And that's what they need to start doing. Start winning that ball off half-back and try to get Werribee out in quick transition.
So Fasolo from 45 metres, chips under it, but chips straight, and puts his first on the board on the Northern Blues fourth. They go to 4-4-28, trailing Werribee 12-5-77. The margin 49 points at the 12-minute mark of the third term.
Finally, Northern gets something going off half-back, straight
Well,
through the guts.
the first time, Paul, they've had some real movement, wasn't it? Where they're able to break free. And that's what Werribee have been doing time
Makes it
in,
easier
time out.
when all your players forward of the footy are sort of moving in unison together and wanting the football as well. Everyone's on the move, makes that handball chain a lot easier. And Fisher used the ball well there, and Fasolo with that smart forward mindset, nudging his player under the ball and kicking truly from the set shot. Phillips and Bennett in the ruck. Phillips just slaps it forward towards half forward. Leading the race was Owies. They overran it. Ball comes out the back there, Orgarinos, and now Werribee will look to rebound off half back. They come out here to the wing, and working well there was Darcy Bennett in his first game. They go via hand now. This is great. Gets the handball out. Finds Pinnock. He drives it up towards half forward, but the boundary line beats them all, and it'll be a free kick to the Northern Blues, going the way of McCready. The kick from Pinnock was out of bounds on the full. So McCready at half-back. He steps inside the field of play and drives it long towards centre wing. Phillips coming up, couldn't take it. Bennett did well. Caused the spill of the ball, and Wilson will just see this one over the boundary line and out of play right next to the interchange gate here at Icon Park. Broadcast side. Phillips and Bennett again will do battle in the ruck. Phillips getting front spot again. Bennett tries to climb over the back of him. The ball spills out the back though to Gray. He gets a quick handball inside. Stepping around his opponent was McFarlane. Quick handball to Clayton. But Northern Blues force the turnover. Quick kick up towards half forward for Solo. Kerr trying to get back. For Solo's opponent, Nielsen did well though. Quick kick around the body. Fell just short of McFarlane. Mopping up the mess was Wilson. He drives Northern back inside forward 50. Kerr comes up. Couldn't take it on the second bite. For Solo was in over the top of it. He was tackled immediately. And we'll have a stoppage inside the Northern Blues forward 50. And he's the one for the Northern Blues, Kerr. If he can start getting his hands on it, they might try and work their way back into this game. Keppel in ruck duties with Bennett, who reached over the top and tapped it. Kerr was there. Might have been driven in the back. Umpire said not doing. And we'll have a stoppage right next to the boundary line here. Forward pocket for the Northern Blues. They're attacking to this Legends stand end at Icon Park. Keppel again in the ruck. Coming through to meet it was Kennedy. Kerr, quick handball out. Fumbling it was Anderson. Got it back though to O'Rourke, but Werribee calls a turnover. They do well. Now they drive it up towards half-back. Phillips in the prime spot. Couldn't take it. Goddard. Handball to Silvani. Feigns one way. Goes to Blakey. He just chucks it on his boot. A spiral towards the forward pocket. And Kerr worried out of it though by Nielsen. And we'll have it tossed in. Yet again inside the forward pocket here for the Northern Blues. Bennett's got the height advantage here over Keppel. Keppel gets front spot, wins a tap, only as far as a Werribee opponent. Orgarino around the body, had his kick smothered. Kennedy went up to try and win the football back. But we'll have it tossed in. Northern Blues 4-4-28, they trail Werribee 12-5-77.
Right on the 50-metre arc, this quarter Werribee still outscoring the Northern Blues, 2-2 straight. But the Northern Blues just looking better in the last 5 minutes or so. Need a couple of goals to even give themselves any semblance of an amazing comeback, as around the body McFarlane goes up there towards Kemp. He drops the ball, but he batters up very well. Came back to Stocker on the left foot. Stocker went right up towards the full forward line. Doing the roving was Owies. He was pulled off the ball. Umpire said no, play on. Came to Munro. He got the handball away to Drew. Drew wrapped up in a tackle by Liam Stocker, going hard at the ball. And we'll get a ball up 40 metres out from the Northern Blues goal. They are looking just a little bit better, Paul, aren't they, the Blues, in this
trying to work their way back into it, definitely.
Munro gets the handball away, only as far now as Blakey. Dropped what he should have taken. Handball Ben Silvani. Great smother by Werribee. Handball Henderson. He got the ball away to Maishman. Handball to Munro. Then to Bennett. He's got to pick it up, the big man. He struggled a bit, but he had support. It ended up out with Maishman. He's kicked the goal. He's got the Glace on his own. On the outer side, the Glace chips in well, and the mark's been taken there and flipped over the top there by Keegan, and the ball came out now to Wilson for the Northern Blues. Wilson goes out wide, and the mark's taken there by Darcy Lang.
So Darcy Lang, he comes inside, tries to find Phillips, and it's turned over. Spencer with the intercept. He's been great all day. Steps back on his mark, goes short, comes outside. A neat, tidy kick. Ball in the hands of Clayton. He comes back, and now they look to go the other way, Werribee. And the switch is on here, and the ball will come out to McFarlane. For Solo in hot pursuit, but McFarlane steps around him with ease. Kicks inside forward 50, straight over the head of his intended target, McCready. Handball back, Williamson. Werribee do well to apply pressure to cause a stoppage. And they'll get their stoppage about 30 metres out, directly in front from their goal. And they lead it comfortably at the moment. Northern Blues trying to fight back. Phillips with the tap. Ball fell to Henderson. Comes out to DeClace, and on that left boot he lines it up from 30 out, and the kick's well out of bounds on the full, and Northern Blues will get a resulting free kick. It'll be taken by Hugh Goddard. Right up against the point post. His kick, geez, made Lang work for it. Umpire said not 15. Ball comes back to Goddard. He spirals one outside a defensive 50. That's a lucky kick. Getting in front and taking a strong mark there was Keppel. He's got Darcy Lang, who works up from fullback, takes it just outside his defensive 50. Comes inside on that 45. It's a neat, tidy kick to Kennedy. He's been one of Northern's better players today. Hasn't really got much on, so we go short again, and him and Lang are just playing chip to chip at the moment. Now Lang comes inside. It fell short of McCready, the kick. Geez, he was lucky there, McCready. Picked it up, went back to Goddard. Now they're forced long up the line. De Claes has got front spot. Fisted away from him though. Werribee have got numbers on the outside. They work it inside forward 50 and the mark's taken by Munro. Be a tough shot from here. You wouldn't think he'd have the legs. Lang stands the mark at about 45 metres out. Hemmed away right on the boundary here. This kick should come to the top of the square. And that's exactly where it goes. It's an absolute wobbler. And taking the intercept mark was Phillips at full back for the Northern Blues. Now, can they generate something from here? Werribee have done well to lock them in their defensive half. Comes inside and now Wheeler takes the mark. He goes outside defensive 50 for Solo's his target. Good fist away there from Nielsen. Leading the chase there was Kennedy, but getting back well was Gray. Northern tried to force the turnover, but Gray followed up his good early work there. Quick handball inside, found Clayton. He comes to the middle of the ground and finds Maishman. He's called a bit of his name in this quarter. Low darting kick. And Kemp plays on quickly, takes a bounce, and the kick in front of Bennett is fantastic. Sorry, that was House. It was fantastic, and he marks in front of Goddard. And he comes inside. Umpire calls play on, not 15. Quick shot away on goal from Pinnock. Goes to the top of the square and getting back and forcing it through for a rush behind was Phillips. And Werribee now moved to 12-6, 78. Northern Blues 4-4-28.
So Wilson has the ball deep on the outer side of the ground after the quick kick in for the Northern Blues. He goes up the line in front and taking the strong mark was Nielsen for Werribee. So the defender Nielsen kicks an up and under kick right towards centre half forward. Northern Blues have numbers in front, can't do so. Comes to Clayton. Clayton gets the handball out to Hansen. Hansen with a wobbly kick that bounces and bounces out of bounds. But Werribee doing most of the attacking in the last 5 minutes, getting the ascendancy back. They lead 12-6 to 4-4. That margin's an even 50 points. We've travelled 21 minutes in this third quarter, and Carlton have not been able to cut back the margin at all at the moment. Phillips up against Clark. They've both been warriors all day. Wilson got a bit of the ball for the Blues, and he's at the bottom of that pack, and once again we'll get a ball up. 30 metres out from the Werribee goal, kicking to the Royal Parade end in this third quarter. No one can take clear possession, so Wilson says, I'll do it myself. Kicks the ball right up now towards the centre of the ground. They crash into each other. Barrack went hard. So did his teammate in Hedron. They hit each other. Ball came to ground. Lobby in now for Northern Blues along with Kennedy. And we'll get a ball up right in the centre of Icon Park. Northern Blues 50 points behind, desperately needing a goal. Wilson gets plenty of the ball, Paul.
He does get plenty of it, yeah. His disposal hasn't been as effective today
because been under pressure
Werribee has been, always.
So Phillips wins it down. Came out there to Gribble. Gribble got a handball away. Went to McFarlane. He had his kick smothered very well on that occasion. Good effort on that occasion there for the Northern Blues. Ball came back to Maishman. There's a great smother there by Paulson. And now Werribee will clear again as Coughlin went to Gribble. Gribble drove the ball right up to centre half forward. Riccardi's got the football, unloads from 45 metres, pushes left to right. A minor score to Riccardi. He has 1-1. Werribee 12-7-79. Northern Blues 4-4-28. 23 minutes gone.
So the kick out will be taken by Williamson. And it's a good one as well. He finds McCready. And now Northern try to manufacture something off halfback Schumacher, providing a bit of running carries. Kicks a wobbly one to the wing. It's a poor one as well, and it's marked by Nick Coughlin. And he goes immediately inside. They've got runners everywhere here. Werribee. Gribble with a quick handball inside to Clayton. He goes to full forward. Ball falls to Munro. Quick handball out the back. They're going to run into an open goal here. It's going to be Kemp. Goes one way or the other. And he made a bit of work of it in the end, but kicks the goal. And Werribee extend their margin now out to 57 points. 13-7-85. And Northern Blues are 4-4-28. Good quick movement from the ball, of the ball by Werribee at half back there, but poor kick from Schumacher coming out of half back.
He's missed a few targets.
He has, yeah. He had plenty of time to find a target, but was just not able to.
The impressive thing about Werribee is their ability to make them pay on the scoreboard, isn't it? When they've turned over, they've been pretty slick.
Looked really dangerous.
As you said there, Paul, Kemp probably tried to do a little bit too much and get around one, but he becomes the 10th individual goal kicker for Werribee this afternoon here at Icon Park. 57 points the margin, and the umpire this time doesn't get it right. At the start of the day, we thought when Mallowell got those 2 goals for nothing right at the start, we thought, oh, that could be something, but it hasn't meant anything in the context of it, has it? So, ball comes out. Northern Blues win the centre takeaway. They'll drive right down towards full forward. Punched away by Phillips. They need a rover at ground level for Solo. Pushes his man out. And the Werribee defenders take it through for one rush behind, the third rush behind of the day. To the Blues, they go to 4-5, trailing Werribee 13-7.
So, kick and take, and they go up the middle. And here's the goal scorer, Kemp. I don't think he'll try to be too tricky deep inside his defensive 50. Umpire calls him to play on. He goes one way or the other. Goes short. Not the greatest at kicks, but a good strong mark. Coming out to meet it was Munro. And he plays on immediately. Quick kick towards the outer wing. Getting into the front spot there was Fisher. Might have been pushed in the back, but his marking attempt was thwarted, and we'll have it tossed in. Outer side here at Icon Park. It'll be Lobie and Clark to do battle in the ruck again. It's been a good ruck duel. Lobie got front spot, got the tap, and the umpire's called a free kick here. It's going the way of the Northern Blues. And it'll go to Matthew Lobie for a hold. Smack bang on centre wing. He drives this one up towards half forward. Getting to the front spot was O'Dwyer, was over his head. Kerr roving it, quick handball out the back. Palmer with the snap, and he's kicked the goal. Well done by Phillips to find Palmer. And Northern now go to 5-5-35. Trail Werribee 13-7-85. And Palmer gets his first of the day.
Certainly the most even quarter, Paul, with 3 goals apiece. 3-4 to Werribee, 3-1 to the Blues. And a couple of just more positive moves of getting the ball forward quickly.
I think so, yeah. I think they've been able to sort of try to isolate the Werribee defenders one-on-one and get their big men in one-on-one situations where they're able to get separation on their opponents as well. They obviously need to do more of that, but Werribee, like we've said, have defended well all day. So.
And a good running finish for Jesse Palmer, who has 1 goal too. 3 goals apiece in this term. Gone 27 minutes. Werribee still have complete control of the game. They lead by 50 points. And we'll get a secondary ball up right in the middle of Icon Park. Pretty cloudy, dull afternoon. As once again, Lobie wins the takeaway. Only as far as Fisher. And we'll get a ball up. So the third throw up here in this stanza. Not much happening. One away by the Northern Blues. Only as far there as Gribble. He gets the kick away. Darcy Lang in front. He's got support by Wheeler. Wheeler's coughed up, turned over, went to House. House got the handball to Henderson. Henderson went back inside. Blakey went backwards to Hanson. Hanson then drove the ball, and Blakey took the resultant turnover mark. Now Blakey's gone to Williamson, half-back flank. Williamson on the left foot. Goes up towards the centre wing position. Phillips, he's got to keep his feet. He needs support. He did keep his feet. Now he's got O'Dwyer in support. O'Dwyer kicks the ball along the ground. Only as far as his Werribee opponent, who was pole driven into the ground, and will get a ball up.
On the ball. He's got holding the ball.
On the ball?
No genuine attempt, I think.
No,
That's what the umpires said.
He did just sit on the ball and try and hatch it. On that occasion, that was Gribble, and the Northern Blues will take the ball.
So long driving kick inside forward 50. Spencer spoiled his own teammate, and the ball's going to trickle over the boundary line and out of play. Northern Blues trying to lock this one inside their forward half. I don't think they've been able to kick 2 goals in a row today, have they? They haven't kicked multiple goals in a row, Northern, no. So an opportunity here for them to try and achieve that feat. Lobie was out-muscled there by Clark, came to Wheeler. He's been a bit lively in this game. Williamson got his own handball back. Kick outside. Wilson went up with one hand. Ball spills out the back though. Werribee have got the numbers here. Short kick over the top, and now Werribee will try to manufacture something here off half-back. McFarlane getting on the outside. Goes round in a circle, and O'Dwyer couldn't keep up with him. He's trying to chase, and now he goes with the switch. Comes to the fat side here. Fisher in pursuit, but they work it out well, Werribee. Falls to Pinnock, and he comes out to Mel Llewell, who's had a good game today for Werribee. Kick to the outer side here. Landed in front of Henderson. He's corralled by Keppel, but Werribee keep that ball moving forward. Keppel back to chase, but Werribee work it out okay. The ball falls to Gribble here. He gets a quick handball inside. They're mucking around with it via hand, but they keep it off their Northern Blues opponents. Quick kick inside by Pinnock, but the siren's going to beat Werribee. De Clay took the mark, but the siren went well and truly before he took it. And at three-quarter time, Werribee lead it by an even 50 points, 13-7-85 to the Northern Blues, 5-5-35. They wrestled back some of the momentum in that quarter, the Northern Blues, but Werribee are still well and truly on top, Michael.
Certainly are. 13-7-85, 5-5-35, as you said, Paul. Goal kickers, 3 to Mel Llewell for Werribee, 2 to Tim House. Singles, Nick Coughlin, Jack Henderson, Joe Maishman, Matt Hansen, Louis Pinnock, Angus Clark, Jake Riccardi and Ryan Kemp. Whilst for the Northern Blues, they're all singles. Cam Paulson in the first quarter, Alex Vasolo, Patrick Kerr, Jesse Palmer with a good one around the corner, and Noah Wheeler. The margin's 50 points. Paul, your better players for the Northern Blues in that term and for the match?
Wheeler showed a little bit in that quarter as well. Again, both ruckmen are still winning the hit-outs. Lang got his hands on the football a little bit more as well as Williamson, but I'd also say probably Kerr sort of bopped up in a few moments as well. But yeah, sort of hard to pick out individuals when you're 50 points down, yeah, which is not great.
And for Werribee, there's this poultice of them, isn't it? Running through the midfield. Munro, Gribble, McFarlane, Henderson, Maishman, Hansen. So there's been a lot of them that have played very well. House up forward provided a target, as you said. Mel Llewell's had a good game with 3. And Angus Clark doing well in the ruck, and I thought Ryan Kemp came into the game very well in that term.
He did.
All over, pretty impressive performance by Werribee so far. The Northern Blues would need a miracle, but they can happen. They down by 50 at three-quarter time. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. Welcome back, VFL live stream, final term, round 3. If you're a Northern Blues supporter and you just tuned in, it's not fantastic results at the moment. 5-5-35 down to Werribee, 13-7-85. Leading goal kicker for Werribee is Bior Maluel with 3. Tim House has 2. Whilst for the Northern Blues it's Paulson, Fasolo, Kerr, Palmer and Wheeler all have 1 goal each. Paul Sebastiani with me all afternoon.
Been a pleasure so far.
But how are we going to go about getting the Northern Blues back in this last term?
I think the instruction from the coach usually in these situations is just don't worry about the scoreboard and just try and win the quarter.
But is it still go to process, is it? Or
absolutely.
Is it
yeah, absolutely.
throw caution to the wind and
absolutely.
Try and have one of the most memorable victories in VFL history?
That's what they'll be trying to do.
Really?
I think so.
Well, I hope so. I hope they try and...
well, they've got the stock to be able to go bang, 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 but they just haven't shown it.
So the umpire has ball in hand. It'll be Phillips up in the ruck against Clark. They've done battle all day. We got the stats through. 50-33. Carlton had won the tap outs. Stocker gets the ball out of the centre right up towards full forward and flying over the top. Ben Silvani takes the mark at the opposite end of the ground to where he's been most of the day.
Northern Blues throwing Stocker straight into the middle with immediate effect
Which
as
is
well.
different. And Silvani up forward. And both of them, to be fair to say, haven't had a great impact on the game. Stocker started okay, didn't he? But
yeah.
Dropped out. Anyway, he got the ball out of the centre. So Ben Silvani, 35 metres out, directly in front for the Northern Blues. 6 goal, but he sprayed it way right. And a disappointing result. And only 1 point to Silvani.
I think that's the set shot of a backman right there, just quietly. So a kick in will be taken by McFarlane. He's had a fair bit of the football today. Drives it towards half forward. Werribee teammates spoiling each other. Fisher with a quick handball out to Wilson. He just throws it on the boot around the corner. And getting in front of Ben Silvani and taking the intercept mark was Pinnock. And he's had a bit of the football as well. And he comes outside to De Clace, who goes quickly by hand to McFarlane again. And his kick inside is a good one. Jumping high to reach it was Keegan Gray, who's worked his way into this match. He's at half back here. Umpire calls him to play on, goes one way, then goes the other towards half forward. Phillips tried to get a fist to it. Ball spills to the front of the contest. Schumacher wants that left boot, gets a handball to Kennedy, and he comes outside. And now Northern can try to move this one off half back through Williamson. He kicks to Fasolo, who's worked hard to create some space. He retreats all the way via hand to Keppel. Keppel is careful with his kick and comes to Paulson. And Paulson marks it right in front of the Northern Blues interchange bench. And that is a great kick inside to Fisher. Marks, plays on immediately, goes on his opposite foot, which is his right foot, and his kick's a poor one. It was to a 3-on-1. De Clace came over the top, spoiled it. Spencer ended up with it. McFarlane turned his opponent inside out, did well. Nice darting kick inside and finds Maishman. He plays on quickly. Quick handball to Maluel. Now it's Augarino. Back to Maishman, who followed up his good early work. And the kick outside, it was to his ruckman, and Blakey came forward, missed the football. Ball comes out the back now to Werribee. They've got the Northern Blues defence here caught out. And it's going to be House yet again, who finds the football inside his forward 50, and he's going to have a shot to pretty much put this game beyond doubt, I'd say. Slight angle. A kick from about 45 metres out. So House, steady approach here from the big man. Kick on its way.
Great kick. Lovely
shot. Goal umpire barely moves, straight over his head. And it's another one to Werribee. They open their account here in the fourth term. They go to 14-7-91. And the Northern Blues are 5-6-36. And it's that man yet again, Tim House.
3 goals to House. Joins Maluel as the equal leading goal kickers on the ground. And as you say, if they needed another nail in the coffin, Paul, I think that was it.
I think so. And House looks right at home here at Icon Park.
And as you said, the Northern Blues really have to try and win a quarter. and they haven't done that all day. And so far in the last quarter, they've kicked the 1- score, and Werribee have opened the account with a goal. Ruck contest. Phillips barges his way through, gets the kick to Stocker. Nearly exactly the same as the first takeaway. Stocker tried to get the free kick, couldn't do so. Ball came out the back, losing his feet. There was Drew. Ball came back to O'Rourke for the Northern Blues. He got the handball away, butted up with a secondary effort. Went around his body but turned it over badly. And Hebron, who's now wearing some type of headgear there to save the blood. Now he gets it back to McFarlane, who's had the most possessions on the ground. Handball to Spencer. Team tagged on that occasion by Fasolo and O'Rourke. And will get a ball up right on the half-forward flank for the Northern Blues.
Bit of pressure from Northern there.
Absolutely.
Got up on the ball carriers.
Phillips wins the takeaway, comes down to Clark. Clark punches it forward to O'Rourke. He can't control it. Phillips tried to, couldn't do so. Quick off the ground kick there, right up towards the half-forward line by Anderson. The free kick's going to be paid. And it'll go the way of the Northern Blues. And it'll go the way of Paulson. So Paulson's got the footy, 53 metres out from goal. Kicking to the Royal Parade end in the last quarter, right up towards the full forward line. Carlton Werribee players spoiled each other, came to ground. Handball away there by Clayton over the line and out of bounds. Will get a ball in. Travelled 6 minutes in the last quarter. Werribee have opened up the margin. They lead by 55.
So ball will be tossed in here, inside the Northern Blues forward 50. And again, all 36 players find themselves inside the forward half of the Northern Blues. Good luck trying to get a clean possession here. Lobie comes over the top. Bit of a don't argue there. Might have been holding the ball. Umpire said not doing. Anderson was in under there. Lang was immediately tackled as soon as he got the football. Made a genuine attempt, said the umpire, and will have a ball up. About 35 metres out from Northern's goal. Clark gets front spot in the ruck contest. Again, a nest of players around this one, and we'll have yet another stoppage. We'll do it all again. Frank Anderson milling around this contest as well. Hasn't had a bigger influence as he would like on this game compared to his first two games for Northern. Kick comes out. Schumacher might have been chopped. Umpire said no. Goddard was beaten to the football by Kemp. Went back in though, fetched it. Quick handball out. Wheeler fumbled it. Cleaning it up though was Anderson. O'Rourke throws it on his boot, and a courageous mark there from Fisher. He had two Werribee opponents bearing down on him, and he only wanted one thing, and that was the football. Takes the mark, and we'll have a shot from about 52 metres out. He's on about a 45-degree angle here. So Sam Fisher. Been one of Northern Blues' leading midfielders for the last year and a half. He trots in, opens up the angle a bit, shot on its way. Does it reach the goal line? It does. Lovely goal from Sam Fisher. And Northern go to 6-6-36. And we'll be a 14-7-91. Reward for effort from Fisher there, threw his body on the line. Sorry, 6-6-42 that is. 6-6-42. And Werribee at 14-7-91. But yeah, well done by Fisher there. Threw his body on the line and calls a shot and gun barrel straight from the set shot as well.
We've got to give him all the points. Yeah. We don't want to take any off him.
Not at this stage of the game anyway. They're down by a fair way at the moment.
Much better effort early in the last quarter, gone 8 minutes. As Paul said, 49 points is the margin. As the umpire's taking his time, and we're going to get some form of a free kick for I think an inside 50 infringement.
Warning for the 6-6-6, I think it is. That's what it looks like.
They had... Oh.
Yeah. The umpires are trying to sort it
really
out between
important.
themselves.
Okay. We finally start. Lobby wins the ball out. Carlton have won a lot of the centre takeaways here in the last quarter, and now they get a free kick. Ben Silvani, too far out to score, you suggest, right on the 50-metre arc. If anything, kicking into a slight breeze. He unloads very, very, very wide. And he's managed to kick it outside the arc when he started on the arc.
I think that came off his thigh. That was not particularly great by young Ben there. He probably want that back again.
Would be in the highlight reels, so it was an amazing kick. I don't even know how he got it there. 55 metres out now from the Northern Blues goal. The ball comes back in. John O'Rourke tries to tap it away. Didn't get it that far, only as far as his Werribee opponents. It bounced over Kemp. Coming back, Keppel tried to punch the ball away. Charging through Henderson for Werribee. Came back towards O'Rourke. He can't take control of it. Kemp battles with him. Charging through hard was Drew, and off the ground, out of bounds on the full against Werribee. And the resultant free kick will go the way of Mason Blakely.
So Mason Blakey comes inside to Goddard. And he comes to Keppel. But now Northern Blues will look to switch this towards the outer side. Blakey dropped what he probably should have taken there. He's under pressure immediately, and the kick is a high kick to Williamson. But he does well enough to create enough space to mark it, and he takes off quickly. Realises that he's got the big boy Tim House chasing after him. Takes a bounce, goes to centre wing. It's a good kick as well. Marked by Wheeler, who marks in front of De Clace. Williamson followed up the early work. He's tackled by De Clace, has to retreat back to Wheeler. Throws it on the left boot and it's well smothered. And we'll have a throw in here. Attacking side of the wing for the Northern Blues. They just had to get that ball long there, Michael. That was mucking around with it at half forward and weren't able to get that inside 50.
Yep.
Umpire tosses this in. Lobie in battle with Clark. Lobie wins his own football, was tackled immediately. With the new rule, that's play on. Werribee forced this out the back to Clay, quick hands, did it well. And they work the ball outside now. It was Maishman with a quick handball. Kick inside forward 50. Goddard might have given away a free kick to House. Umpire said not doing. And it looks like Keppel is going to get a free kick here. He is indeed. Either for a hold or high.
High, I think.
Yeah, and he'll take the free kick almost where the defensive 50 arc meets the boundary line. Anderson stood strong in the contest. Goes quickly inside to O'Rourke. Now they've got a bit of run and carry here through Schumacher. Works his way up the field. Marks on centre wing. Plays on. Kicks towards Fasolo. He's got 2 to beat. Has to do well here. But he's tripped as he tried to get the football. And Hebron sees it over the boundary line and out of play. And we'll have it tossed in here at half forward for the Northern Blues. They trail 6-6-42 to Werribee 14-7-91.
Ball brought back in, 65 metres around from the Blues goal. Certainly been a lot more competitive in the last quarter, but too little too late at the moment. And we're 50 metres out from goal. O'Rourke has the ball. He's wrapped up by Clayton. And we'll get another ball up. It's been a game of stoppages. And the umpire takes control of the footy again. Clark wins the takeaway to Clayton, who he said's been busy. Now this is a high up and under kick. Good luck marking it. Gray had the ball punched away. Northern Blues come out through Stocker. Handball to Blakey. Blakely now goes along right up towards the centre half forward position. Punched away from Goddard. The ball came to Owies. He can't take control of it. He did get a handball away there to Wheeler. And we'll get another ball up. 40 metres out from the Carlton goal. No, Northern Blues goal. We've gone 13 minutes in this final term. So the ball up 40 metres out. Comes to ground. Werribee have control. Munro ends up with Gribble. Gribble, beautiful pass to Kemp. Really come into the game in the second half. Ryan Kemp between centre wing and half-back flank. Let's go. The long drop punt. Standing firm, Phillips takes the mark for the Blues.
It's probably the first big mark that they've taken up the line as well for the day, the Northern Blues. The kick wasn't great. Kennedy had it taken away from him. Stepping through traffic was Spencer. He kicks a long ball towards full forward. Getting out the back there was Clayton. Had it fisted away from him by Keppel. Trying to go off the ground there was Riccardi. Keppel put under pressure when he kicked it, just threw it on the boot. It's a wobbly one towards half-back. Kemp coming through though, was tackled by Stocker. Stocker might have been held without it. Went and fetched his own football, handball inside. Wheeler wasn't ready for it, but Williamson, he'll try and mop up the mess. Oh, to Clace, he stepped out of trouble there. Williamson did it well. Got it to Kennedy, and Kennedy with a cool head comes to the outside. And Finbar O'Dwyer takes the mark on the outer side of Icon Park at half-back. He drives it long up the line. Coming out at 1,000,000 miles an hour was Ben Silvani, but it's fisted away from the contest and out for a boundary throw-in on centre wing. A little bit better the second half, Northern Blues.
Absolutely.
Poor first half and some ill discipline has really cost them this one. Umpire tosses it in. Phillips front spot again. And looks like we're going to have yet another stoppage.
There's only 2 points of difference in the second half. So, but if you give up a 47-point lead,
yeah, you can't really do much about it when that happens. Anderson has been thwarted all day after showing some good form in the first 2 games for Northern. His influence has been stopped. Kennedy with the clearance comes out to Blakey, charges through the middle of Icon Park. This kick, not to the advantage of Ben Silvani, just got caught behind his opponent, and taking a good intercepting mark was Coughlin. He comes inside to Augarino, goes quickly by hand, and the kick there by Hebron was smothered immediately. Quick handball by Wilson to Stocker, throws it on his boot, and Werribee will look to rebound yet again. This is Spencer. Handballs to the outside. Stepping one way and the other was Maishman. He's had a fair bit of this ball today. He goes out to Spencer and he finds Hebron sporting that interesting bandage around his head.
At least he's easy to pick out.
He goes long up the line. Phillips has got front spot, always had that. And he takes another intercepting mark and he comes quickly into the middle, finds Owies. He plays on immediately. Quick hand to Kennedy. He comes out here to Jesse Palmer, who takes a good mark in front of his opponent. Palmer comes inside and the ball's well fisted away by the Werribee defender. They've got numbers here. Werribee cleaning it up well was Clayton. Might have been taken high. Umpire said play on. Augarino by hand to Gribble. His handball was intercepted though by Blakey, who read it well. Anderson comes inside. Umpire called for a free kick, but play on. Palmer to Fisher, around the body. Geez, a hospital kick to Finbar O'Dwyer, but he'll get the free kick for a high anyway. And this will be O'Dwyer's first shot at goal if he opts to take it, and he will. He'll kick from just inside the forward 50. He looks inside, but he's going to go back and have his shot to try and bring up Northern's 7th goal of the day. So the young first-year blue bagger steps in on his left foot. Bit of left to right about. It's not going to make the distance. Ball falls to the ground. It was rushed through by hand from Coughlin and goes through for a minor score. So Northern go to 6-7-43 and Werribee a 14-7-91.
And Werribee a transitioning play very quickly. Right through the centre of the ground. Augustinos gets the ball away. Now Hanson runs well, takes a bounce, gets the ball over the top. This has been quick transition. Great kick, Tom Gribble, straight through the middle. Werribee on fire, right from coast to coast on that occasion after they'd given up the rush behind. They answer very quickly with a great goal to Tom Gribble, becoming Werribee's 11th individual goal kicker. And it's 15-7-97 to 6-7-43, where 9 goals the difference.
Coach killer goals from a kick-in. That's just inexcusable defensively from the Northern Blues. They've gone coast to coast from a goal kick, from a kick-in, and yeah, I think that just sort of sums up the day for Northern Blues. Yeah.
And to Werribee's credit, it also sums up their day that they're able to move the ball so quickly, and they didn't make one handling error there.
And the finish from Gribble,
the finish was sensational, as good as any goal of the day. And now they're going to get another free kick.
So Augarino takes the free kick. Schumacher getting back and Keppel on his left boot. Fell to Clace. He snapped one. Malawell's getting towards the back of the square, but it's going to roll through anyway. Kai de Claes gets his first of the day, and Werribee now cracked the ton. 16-7-103. Northern Blues 6-7-43. Out to an even 10 goals now, and like you said, to Werribee's credit, they've been fantastic all day. It's been a bit of an ugly one for the Northern Blues, given the results of their first two games.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? That they've been very promising.
They'd be mighty disappointed with their output today, unfortunately.
So we're out to a game-high 10 goals now. Werribee have kicked the last two after the Northern Blues started this last quarter pretty well. Drew got the handball away. They're overlapping very well. On this occasion, they missed the footy. Came back to Wilson, nearly run down by Mallowell. Wilson good on the kick there. Got it up towards the full forward line, and Fasolo let out. Took the kick from Palmer. And Alex Fasolo looking to become the first multiple goal scorer for the Northern Blues today. Werribee, 12 different goal kickers. So fantastic spread of goal kickers. The Northern Blues have 6 different goal kickers, all single goals. Fasolo looking for his second, usually a good kick. It goes, and it pushes to the right, and 1- score to Fasolo. He has 1-1.
Ball movement out of the middle there from Northern was a lot better. They were a lot cleaner from the stoppage to cause that shot at goal. But Werribee from the kick in. It's marked on the outer side there by Pinnock. He comes inside. Kerr affects the turnover, but Gribble was there to clean it up. Ball works out to the first gamer in Darcy Bennett. Under pressure there was Clayton. He kicks to the outside. It's a good one. Auguerino. Good kick, and he finds Matthew Munro. Marks in front of Blakey. Wheels and goes on his left boot, and a lovely kick inside. Marked by Jack Henderson.
They do transition the ball pretty well.
Yeah, that was again from a kick in as well. Henderson is told to go top of the square, and this falls to the back. Goddard's there to clean it up. Handball to Wilson, who's on the last line of defence, and a relieving kick to Angus Schumacher, and he goes short and finds Darcy Lang. Just outside of defensive 50. He works it up towards Ben Silvani, was worked out of it. Gribble with the mop up. Paulson trying to cause a turnover, but Bennett with a kick towards forward 50. It was fisted away by House's Northern Blues opponent. They end up getting the ball here though. Werribee inside their forward 50. Coming across there well was Keppel, and he's forced a stoppage. A throw in inside the Werribee defensive 50, offensive 50. So 16-7-103, 6-8-44. Werribee have been dominant all day today. Blavey tried to win that down. Ball comes out the back. Quick handball out, came to Clayton, and the umpire's called a free kick on the play here. It's going to go to Blakey, and he'll look to come to this broadcast side. Good kick to his captain Wilson. Marks in front of Mallowell and goes quickly by hand to Goddard. Goddard steps inside Mallowell, does it well. On centre wing, his kick is not the greatest. Geez, he had to make Fasolo work for it. Fasolo did well. Wheels and goes on the right boot towards Kerr, who's been quiet today. He's been well held. And that's a good intercepting mark. They go quickly, Werribee. Ball marked inside by Henderson. And a quick handball by Auguerino. He slipped over, and the umpire's going to ping him for holding the ball. Free kick's going to Wheeler. Probably been one of Northern's better players today. That kick, a low one inside forward 50. Palmer was pushed in the back. Yeah. If you're going to do it, don't do it right in front of the bloke in green. And Palmer will line up to kick his second goal of the day. And in the complexity of things, it only looks like it's going to be the consolation shot on goal. So he trots in from just inside 50. Kick on its way. And he has kicked the goal. Palmer gets his second. Northern Blues go to 7-8-50. And Werribee 16-7-103. And that was a bit better ball movement again from the Northern Blues. They moved it quickly from the free kick, and Jesse Palmer getting the front spot and separation from his opponent, gets the free kick and goes back and slots the goal.
So 2 goals, 3-3 straight in the last quarter. Werribee just with the advantage, but The Northern Blues, after half-time, have definitely been much more in the game, but the margin's always been between that 45 and 60 points since half-time. So going through the motions, we're 24 minutes into the final term. Lobby wins it down. Carlton have won all the takeaways, but this is where Werribee have been good, and Augustino got the ball around the corner. Up towards Gribble, who kicked a sensational goal in the last quarter. He dispossesses his Northern Blues opponent, charging through Augurinos. He got a handball. Umpire said it was a throw because he just whipped it over his head, and Liam Stocker will take the resultant free kick for the Northern Blues. He drives up to the half-forward line. Getting up there was Phillips, who takes the mark in front of Spencer. Worked hard in the ruck. Andrew Phillips taken a couple of marks in the last quarter, which hadn't been happening earlier, right up to the 50-metre arc. Northern Blues in front, but Werribee, we're at the bottom of the pack where they've been all day, take the ball away. They're getting back and taking the mark now. Williamson for the Northern Blues.
He's tried his socks off all day, Williamson, but just hasn't worked out for them off half-back.
So on the left foot, up to Phillips, building up the marking stats in the last term. Takes the mark in front of his opposition player there in Dom Drew. So he kicks the ball right up now towards the half-forward line. Wilson, been fairly tireless, got the handball to Kennedy. He got the handball to Fisher. Fisher should finish, but he doesn't. He pushes it to the left, and one minor score to Sam Fisher. Gives him 1-1 for the day, and they go to 7-9-51. Just under half of Werribee, 16-7-103.
So the ball comes out to Kemp here on the far side. Sam Fisher should have done a lot better from that shot, had a lot more time. Well done there by Schumacher, affected the spoil, but Werribee look like they're going to get the football. Quick handball inside, comes to Maishman. He's been everywhere in this game. The handball to Mallowell, who finds himself all alone at half forward. The kick to House, that's his intended target. Well fisted away by McCready. And a good tackle here by Tom Wilson, getting back to help his Northern Blues defence. And we'll have it tossed up inside the Werribee forward 50. It'll be Lobie and Bennett. Bennett's been really good today in his first game. Battled well against the two more experienced ruckmen. And the umpire's called a free kick here for a hold. Not too sure who it's going to. I think it's going to... It's going to House. And he'll line up from about 35 metres out directly in front. And this is to bring up his fourth goal of the game. It's given the Northern Blues defence plenty of headaches all day. So Tim House, he trots in. Kick on its way. It's a wobbly one, but it's dead straight. It's another one to Werribee, and they skip along now to 17-7-109, and the Northern Blues 7-9-51.
Certainly provided a target, hasn't he, Paul, up there?
Yeah,
Tim House,
I
going
thought
about his business.
I thought, just given the last 2 weeks with the Northern Blues defence and the tools that they had down there, that they'd be able to sort of control them, bigger blokes like that. Yeah, I mean, Ben Reid and Tyson Goldsack last week for Collingwood
couldn't get into it, yeah.
No, and it's amazing how it's the VFL listed boy in Tim House has been able to get on top of some AFL listed defenders down here in VFL grade. But
so I think he played for Geelong previously, Tim House, 23 years of age, and really presenting here. I don't like the look of this really though, just what are we doing?
Yeah, they've called another.
They've got another free kick to Bennett. Now he's gone out here to Malou, who's...
I think they've called it for the 6-6-6, so they gave them a warning first, and now they've said, you've had your warning.
Now he drives up, free kick, not paid. It's going to be a mark paid there to Kennedy for the Northern Blues. So Kennedy elects to switch play right on the siren, a quarter that went 28 minutes only. And a quarter that once again the Northern Blues didn't win, did they? No, 7-9-51. Have lost to Werribee 17-7-109. For the victors, Werribee, it was 4 to Tim House, 3 to Bior Malualu, and single goal kickers Tom Gribble Nick Coughlin, Jack Henderson, Joe Maishman, Matt Hansen, Kai de Clace, Louis Pinnock, Angus Clark, Jake Riccardi and Ryan Kemp. Whilst for the Northern Blues, the only multiple goal kicker was Jesse Palmer with 2, singles to Cam Polson, Alex Fasolo, Patrick Kerr, Sam Fisher and Noah Wheeler. 17-7-109, 7-9-51. Paul Sebastiani, what did you think the positive signs to come out of it for the Northern Blues?
Just the fact that they were able to get Tom Williamson and Harrison McCready through another game unscathed is a positive, I'd say, as well. They've come back from pretty serious injuries, back injuries and hamstrings as well. So getting those two through the game is definitely a positive side. And the form, I think the form of Noah Wheeler as well. He was lively around the contest today as a VFL listed boy. So
he was ranked as the 23rd player.
Yes,
wasn't he?
correct.
So
Yeah, definitely. For Northern, I don't think their issue is with rucks. Both rucks were good today, but I just thought that Phillips as well. I thought he could take a lot from that last quarter as well. It's just amazing. As soon as you start leading up with the ball carrier,
presenting and getting his hands on the ball.
Exactly. So I think to Werribee's credit, they stopped that sort of hit up play from the Northern Blues really, really well. And we've spoken about how the Northern Blues weren't exactly in great form, but Werribee, I thought, made them play the way they did. I thought, all credit to Werribee.
Werribee were great.
They were fantastic today. A lot cleaner with ball in hand as well, and their midfield just got right on top. Hansen, Gribble was fantastic as well. And their defenders, Nielsen and Max Spencer, who was, worked his backside off all day.
Yes.
Did really well against the likes of Patrick Kerr and Jesse Palmer and Fasolo as well. So credit to Werribee. They've got a bye next week as well, so probably a little bit upsetting for them. They probably want to go into a football game next week with some momentum. And the Northern Blues up against, or they play here again at Icon Park. They've got next week, I think they play North Melbourne, I believe so.
They do, and that game is a transferred game once again from Kramer Street down here to Icon Park.
So yeah, just another talking point. I think Mark Williams, his influence on Werribee looks like he's had a positive impact immediately at the club. So they're structurally down back.
2-1 now, aren't they?
3-1.
3-1.
3-1. Yeah, like just structurally down back, they looked like a really, really solid, tight-knit unit.
They're a well-drilled unit.
Definitely,
no doubt about it.
Definitely.
And they're well-deserved victors today. Thank you for joining us on the Northern Blues live stream. Unfortunately, the result didn't go the Northern Blues way. 7-9-51 down to Werribee, 17-7-109. On behalf of all the technical staff, we'd like to thank Paul Sebastiani for joining me. I'm Michael Crooks, and thanks for listening.